I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, harder they fall.
We return to the dark. Cut it like a knife. To the late evening and early morning, not the daylight, that could be visible above the city's immense eruption of smoke and ash over the last 24 hours. The skies filled with a perpetual ash and dense smoke cloud, choking out any sign of light from above. And still before the early morning sun rises from the east mountains, which block most light, while Moki and Ray sleep and prepare with the help of the priest, who did have a name. Everyone's now forgotten. Admit so. No. Saul. Saul.
Better call Saul.
His name was like True.
You just got killed with 800 damage? Better call Saul.
Last episode it was Saul, and that's why I remember.
Small.
Small.
It's here because brother's life.
There was no W in Saul. You notice, as I got you. You notice you have been slowly, for Imric and for formerly known as Cicero, and for Jonathan, sleeping on the back of a hound. I love that name. You notice.
Because when I made it up, you guys,
I hate it.
Literally on the spot, you guys were like, gayest don't like
Hey, don't say that, okay? He wasn't gay. As you.
How the fuck would you know? You're wrong.
God.
You never had any male NPCs flirt with me, quite rude, by the way. Never heard of that either.
I think Cornell did.
He's not a male NPC, he's a me.
Don't worry, there's no proof of that.
I mean, it's just the PC part.
Yeah, I never saw Cornell do. If I did, I would have got my knees.
You probably did.
No proof of that, okay, win.
There's no proof.
I control whether there's proof or not. So when I say there's no proof, there's no proof. Send me a dick pic.
In my head, count the number of Cornell was named.
Shit. There's proof out of dick.
Especially in the snow. It's just like,
I can't wait for you to use Hero Forge to give everything lumps and dicks.
I can do
Massive
that.
cogs.
I can do
Don't
that.
use it for the
Leave me alone.
That's cringe.
No, but they're no sexual things for one.
Oh, that's
Yeah, if you're weak.
you can't do transgender surgery on Hero Forge? Bro!
Get back.
Oh, good. Okay, they needed to do those. Good.
I gave her a 5-inch clip like you did. Let's get back here.
Yeah. So it's a Prologue.
You notice, as you have been slowly, Jonathan and Emmerich, slowly waking from the nightmares outside, Jonathan specifically, the discomfort in your own dreams, you wake to see only the swarms of mangy undead gnolls and rat monsters blended into the few dozen small blue horrors, broken and misshaped, led by the Minotaur undead leader that you have control over. And as these hordes slowly wind through the city, and your hound, kind of like a sheepdog, keeps a perimeter patrol and watches as they slowly recover, half demolished, but recover the turf and streets around the temple courts.
You just gotta allow them to run through buildings.
They're not running for buildings, they're running for literally just destroying them off destroying.
Yeah, some would be.
I mean, they're not running directly through buildings. They are destroying the sides of buildings as they run through a street, because there's a lot of fucking
I don't think they're that strong. They're pretty weak.
No, in mass, the Minotaur is the strong one. So while he doesn't do it all the time, the other one's behind him just because of the sheer size.
One of the cities fell, their fucking great work is gone.
Also, the city's half destroyed.
Rain is strong enough to destroy cities.
So you're right.
Heavy rain and wind.
Not even like
They have 15 strength. Yeah, they're pretty strong.
I just like even the weight of the broken building. It's enough to slightly, you know. But Jonathan, 15 hours in, Cicero, you're welcome to. We can take it back a second, but 15 hours into this,
I yap and do the whole stuff.
love it. You're coming to the last hour of your rest, Jonathan.
If you want to yap about something, I can talk as the dog. The dog.
The dog can't talk. Can you talk to me, dog? Teach me Celestial right now.
As the hordes slowly grow in number, you're at over 15 hours. You've added an extra 7 to an area that you're surprised didn't have more gatherings of people, but they are closest to the stronghold, so they've probably been at least consistently surveyed. Adding a few more rats, mangy undead gnolls to your horde. You notice that there's now a new fire as your horde is moving kind of west slightly and kind of doing a curve back east. As you're curving back east, far to the east, to the eastern walls of the city, a glow, a new glow, a fire that isn't the ember of an oni that takes up a multiple block radius and rises 100 feet in the air. This is a glow of an inner street near the wall, cooking.
Oh, serious doesn't look. You've been.
Should I scout?
It sounds like a good idea.
Love it. Give me survival checks, and Jono, you can do a survival with your dog if you want to, just as a keeping you on track while you let Imric dart away.
That doesn't smell like gun deer.
Smells like fire.
Ooh.
That's a 25.
Felix raises his eyebrows. You know it's above 20. Your dog notices that there's about a block and a half from the position you're currently at. There is a warpath in your dog's scent from west, traveling east, and it smells like sulfur. And you're not on that tree. He's telling you it's a few blocks to southward from your current direction. You're in an area where it's just ruined buildings. There's not completely swollen buildings around you. But Imric, with 17, you get height and you don't see the immediate damage, but you know the path from the demon you saw before. It was southwest. And you notice with a 17, though you don't see tracks from height, you notice there is a few less buildings that you remember last looking at the rooftops when you saw John 15 hours ago. There are a few less buildings southwest and southeast, but kind of in that center main road of the city that you used to travel on, where your little base was. There's a few less. Even the remains of your tower might have fully collapsed at this point. You're not sure.
Okay.
You follow the dog's tracks because the dog kind of can give you a direction to look, and getting lower to the ground, a clear.
Okay, it's a plus 20 bonus if it's tracking.
Plus 20, so that's a 45.
But it's only for tracking. So.
Yeah, well, you'd be tracking.
Yeah, it'll be 45.
45. So yeah, you're watching the dog. For Jonathan, it's obviously pointing. Imric, you're hearing. How does your dog sound as it finds the trail?
Close. Blue talk. The fiends are around. How useful.
Very Gundir's sick. Gundir sounds like a demon. Let's go. We get Emmerich jumps, gets low, finds a clear, complete path of destruction. Some buildings completely leveled in the path that this demon has walked. And you are 95% sure it is the same infernal babbling or abyssal babbling demon you had swallow you in a dark void back more west than you currently are. I mean, that he would have, and looking at the path, he's been traveling on this warpath for at least 10 hours, and it's for a bigger creature probably quicker than the 12 hours it would take you, and he's done it quieter than you would have expected. But you've been, even in your dozing, for its proximity to you, only several dozen blocks away, the actual warpath itself from where you started, you are surprised you didn't hear the complete destruction this creature has caused and the path it's made.
Sure.
It looks like it's come from the bay and has just completely carved a path through, split the city to some extent, but just left a really blackened kind of kind of inverted path in the ground. That's what you both see.
Okay. I'll have to go back to the horde or Gundir because you're on it.
Just attached to a building 10 feet away from Gundir because he's,
Yeah, it's the big one.
I see. We better deal with him quickly. We don't want more to be summoned.
Should we get help? Should we finish your rest?
Did I?
You'd be 1 hour off.
1 hour off.
And I mean, easily the path ahead of you is at least 3 hours, so you'll get it. That's just at a casual walking rate. If you followed his direct trail, which has left you a clear runway, you could crush that in an hour and a half. Just follow its path straight through.
Minotaur, stay close to me and send your minions to deal with the fiends. Send at least half of them.
It looks in a direction.
We'll be moving at a leisure pace, but we'll be sending herds, waves after waves, to the demons to lower them down.
You see around a corner of a building which you're now breaking. You're going in one direction. You see the whole just split at a building's edge and just
Simple tactics.
separate.
How many do you have?
There looks to be at least 50,
50.
maybe 60.
Kind of a small horde.
60. Well, we are picking up scavengers. Not any major threats. But even scavengers can be more.
You want to give all my knives to the zombies?
Just 3 of them. Just remember which ones so you can remember to take them off when they die. Inevitably.
He's never going to do that. He's never going to pick them up.
It's also
Which ones are your most skilled zombies?
I do not know.
the Minotaur, which carries its own
Give
weapon.
it to the Minotaur, because the Minotaur's weapons are large.
I would say maybe you're unrisen, Felix.
Unrisen?
Not really.
You've only got one left.
That's true.
Give him all three.
Poor unrisen dude.
It has lost its resurrection for the day, but I'm sure it will.
Alright, give it to this goblin over there. That goblin, and give the sword to the goblin.
Just like bites at it. Just doesn't even use its hands. Just
It's not.
stabs through the cheek. You're pretty sure it's going to rip it out of its mouth and then figure it out, but it might get there. You just see the thing clawing in its own mouth.
I guess I kind of don't.
Walks off.
Yeah.
I mean, look if that would activate the flame burst, but it's not going to help here anyway.
You also notice as you've now moved to the 50, into getting near the 16th hour, there's about 2 human bodies that are loaded with that fungus infection, fey infection, and are also trailing with you as well.
Oh, we got the humans.
Well, that's fun.
One looks like early 20s, the other looks well late into their maybe
Somehow
50s
we
or
missed
60s.
that. Well, I guess we'll also send that off into the dealing horde first.
There they are. As you have noticed them, they're basically just the stragglers, the humans that looks like these are bodies that were ready to die and were too like as they function. You can see that some muscles are just, or some bones are broken, and the muscles are the only things working them. So they're like some of them tripping on each other, falling behind.
Oh my god. You finally got a CR now. The CR1.
Of course.
Somehow.
But well, some of them have armor. One of them, the younger man has armor, the other does not. But there is like a slower than walking speed.
Gunther, hop on Gundir. We'll walk him first.
He's already running ahead.
Alright, I'll pick him up on my way.
Oh, you don't leave it! What? All right. Oh, this saddle's not meant for 3, but I'll hold on.
What do you mean? This gargantuan dog is so equipped for this.
Until that he's like holding onto the back by like basically seat handles for Jonathan.
Seems like it's hard for more than 2 people riding
And you notice as the front paws on Gunther land very close to the earth elemental form buried in the mostly buried underground. You see the earth elemental kind of like shoots up like a pod, rotates out, shooting kind of Sophia out, and then forming arms as it rotates, basically becoming a thing ready to fight. As Gundir just like is both feet over the top of it.
We're like 10 feet away and I just yell as loud as I can. Sophia!
Son of a bitch! Oh, okay.
You're still alive.
Dog?
Or nice.
Yes, this is Gundir.
Oh, you're back, Jonathan. We found you, and I had a book thrown into me. I nearly died.
Another book?
Huh?
Oh.
What does that mean?
You see there is dried black stains at the edges of her cheeks.
What happened to you? Okay, did you start reading your book again?
You don't want...
Come here, Sophia.
She just can't even form one sentence.
Jonathan pulls out a little napkin. He puts water on it as he starts to rub off the blood off her face.
Yeah, blood, soot, kind of everything. She doesn't look like she's tried to clean herself at all. That rag is just like stained black. And she almost starts to tear up as you do that. It's like a sign of infection she doesn't get. Oscar's is about to awaken a book of evil that I don't understand why. But it didn't. But I didn't summon it. It just appeared. It wrote new cults in front of my eyes. I don't understand.
Are you bound to that book, Sophia?
Something has bound me to it. It's like a forced relationship. I can't resist it, but it seems to want me to see something, like it happened earlier today. Or it's now nighttime, I think. It's really hard. There's no light in the sky.
I see. What happened inside the book, if you know?
Something about, like, it was describing a cult designed to mimic the temples of law. Something like, it's, and that these cults are becoming real because of the thing that Oscar is awakening. It's saying he's the cause of the Reapers of Reputation's arrival.
The Reaper of Reputation?
Reapers.
What are those?
I don't know.
Maybe over 12.
I mean, this is what the book tells me. It's got to be a cult.
Yes. Were you trying to face the demons alone down there?
I tried earlier, and Ray got me out of a bad pinch.
I see.
But that was 18 hours ago or 20 hours ago. I've been just trying to. I've saved two people. I've just been rolling around as a rock, trying to stay underground and avoid the ground traffic of monsters and hear for signs of the earth elemental I saw. It can sense life by just their small prints on the ground and that sort of thing, and it tells me. So, but only two people, that's not a lot.
You started summoning the earth elemental, so that stupid line.
Shut up! No, they started using it when Ray. We found the king. He was a broken man. He was corrupt, and the guards who protected him turned on him.
I see.
But Ray managed to convince them to hold back their swords, and he's at the stronghold now, in the temple courts. No one, well, maybe only the priests are talking to him now, but he certainly doesn't have the people's respect. A lot's happened. You guys missed a lot.
We have been dealing with other worldly horrors.
Well, that sense,
Way above our weight class.
that sense of unknowable forces of evil. It feels like it's everywhere here. But I was gonna head south because I know that's where it's gonna be. Something is going to. It's probably just Oscar touching something he's not supposed to. Maybe Moki. Moki. He does that thing.
Well, Sophia, you have done well. I will congratulate you.
You don't have to. Yeah, we're not out of this stuff yet. Did you guys see that Phoenix?
Yes.
Shit was crazy. I thought Phoenixes had to be on fire. That thing was barely burning. It was like a dull maroon color. It was almost like a blood bird.
Bloodburn.
From below, it looked nearly transparent, but like a blood stain color. Like a.
She told me to shut up 5 minutes ago. I'm looking at speak now.
Let's just not head back south.
Well, I need to calm my little horde. It has grown a bit too big. And I have some demons I can run it into.
Well, that fire east, yeah, that's new. That's definitely new.
The horde is too big.
I mean, there's some Perdition soldiers heading in that direction now, but that was like 15 minutes ago. This thing's been burning probably 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
I see.
The horde's kind of tiny. I don't want it.
It is quite...
Cicero, you can speak. I didn't mean to.
Thanks.
You thank me?
He went through a bit of a change.
Yeah, your mannerism's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that? Okay.
I mean, the traditions would help.
I mean, if we can just hit him from a different angle.
It's a big demon.
Do you know anything about it, Cicero?
Can summon a big globe of darkness.
Oh, all right. I like that.
Can summon more littler demons from the corpses of things.
Okay, so it's good that Jonathan's been taking some of them corpses, using them for his own.
And it's going to take another 8 days for its strength to fully restore.
What does it mean?
I have stolen some of its vitality and put it into myself.
Oh. Okay.
So physically, it's not strong anymore.
A lot weaker.
Like weak as me. Like I can't lift a car. Can you lift a car?
Pretty big.
What's large size?
Got the 15 strength.
It's okay because it's
That's zombie strength.
It's huge.
I think it's still good, but a bit weaker than it was before.
Could you finish the job?
I think we could all finish the job if it's that weak, right? I mean, I think it's got tricks. Demons have tricks. Devils, whatever it is.
Magic.
Let us head off then.
Okay, well, we use the hordes, right? That's what your goal is. God, this is gonna be fun.
Trying to get the perdition.
This is a plan.
We should go talk to them first.
Okay,
The
well,
hordes are already heading out there, half of it.
we need to go back north and try and cut into the back streets. That's where
Far away was.
I mean, they would be running. They'd almost be there by now. We might be able to catch them in the back streets east of the whatever battle's happening there.
How many were there?
Perditions. Oh geez, and some of them didn't look like proper perdition either. But 15, maybe 20, maybe 25, maybe 25.
It's the group I found.
Group you found.
They said they were heading back to the fortress.
Let's go.
I mean, they didn't seem.
They didn't look like they were wielding a lot of perdition weapons.
The last thing we want is them to be charmed.
Damn, if only we didn't kill those perdition weapons we just got.
Looks like they were missing some for some reason. They're real angry about it when I
It's weird they didn't just keep it on them like soldiers.
Oh no, they had stockpiles, like dead body stockpiles, you know what I mean? They would just take them off the corpses that they brought back.
Now we're in the middle of a war zone, so usually you would keep your weapon on you. You know? Yeah? Oh, you're a spellcaster. I guess you wouldn't.
They were dead bodies.
Oh.
They were just the dead's weapons. I don't think they're that respectful right now.
So they should sell them at personal weapons. Damn. It's okay. We can redistribute the weapons back to the soldiers.
Yeah, maybe that undead should just like in the mouth still licking it and saliva.
Maybe I should have lit it on fire before I get to it.
Maybe.
Damn.
It's just like he's got that little like neck fire coming out of the side
He
of his
probably
mouth.
hurt himself.
Yeah, they'll be fine, I hope. Hopefully.
Is this cult you figured out? These are Reapers. Was that just one of them, or is it just a catch-all name for a bunch of different cults?
I think it's.
I mean, it makes sense that a bunch of new cults become with the fall of the city.
A cult designed to mimic the temples of war, so multiple temples means multiple factions. That's all I've kind of got. I'm guessing that's exactly what you're talking about. Like maybe they're a cult designed to infiltrate other temples. Well, there's not many temples here left, so that we'll be able to find it when it happens. You know, if it happens.
Could explain things.
But she looks like daunted to describe anymore. Like if she does it, it'll sink her into her own brain even more. So she just cuts off.
Did you say that Monkey and Ray and the really awesome, powerful cleric were gonna go try to save Oscar?
Yes, we were going to try to save Oscar after.
Great. Let's hope they don't disappear into the book forever and never come back. That would be bad.
That would be very foolish if more people go in.
You mean that book that was thrown into me when Jonathan died?
You didn't tell them all the way.
Yes.
What was thrown into you?
Ray and Monkey are waiting.
Me and Ray and Moki were too close to Jonathan when he detonated. He ran away before you left to go fight Mookie's dad, and then suddenly a void object swelled out, but that book fused into me. It was like thrown into me, like repelled out of the sphere or something.
I remember pulling the book out and I touched it, it didn't do anything.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I think Oscar was carrying it for like a good 20 to 72 hours or something.
I mean, you said it was in a pedestal, maybe whatever Mitsu was doing in his place activated more.
The pedestal is some hiding symbols in the bind of the book.
And Jonathan, that book was open when Oscar touched it as well. I mean, not that that's you've all looked through the book and investigated it, but it was like open in a ritual circle.
But yes, Oscar has entered the book.
But I did also think I was like 4 spells on myself, right? It's probably fine.
And casted multiple protection hands to heal himself.
Alright, what's the plan?
Plan is to raid out these demons, find out what you meant by an awakening happening south of here. You said a summoning of sorts connected to the book?
I think something like they are. I don't want that to be true. Oscar's gonna summon them, awakening something in the book, and it will. And she just stops again.
Are you planning on asking her to take us?
Since she is connected to the book, she could easily take us there. But I still think we need to. It's level 5 for oracles.
Yeah. No, shit.
I mean, I would need to look through the book. Yeah, oracles do get this shit. Like, they're fucking.
They're fucking clerics and oracles.
Oh, it's just like 7th level spell, but you could get it. So funny.
Gotta get to your god's son, huh?
I love how sorcerers can just cast it without needing the metal rod.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like big.
For any life.
That's pretty great. Magic to cast. Usually, sure, materials. Yeah, material.
Well, I mean, in the same way, like Gate, you don't need the material to play the travel. But you need to know where you're going. It's that same thing that I think sorcerer is.
Hey, Warbrick's getting level 5. Warbrick's getting at level 5.
You see, you see.
I love planetary adventures.
Gunther walks over to Sophia, who's just kind of still and frozen, and she's, "Wait, you're not thinking straight, little girl. Wake up!" He's just like looking up at her. You see him like ready a hand, but then clenches his fist and like tucks it back.
Do it, Gunther. It's funny.
Like my daddy did.
Wait, you enter the involved win. You're being hysterical, Sophia.
But then he like grabs her by the ear, pulls it pretty hard, and you see her eyes start to water again, like she was fighting back tears.
Alright, Gunther, do not think physical violence will help that.
They just tried to cause some pain, so snap out of it.
That is
Wake up.
the worst coping mechanism I've ever heard.
Well, it worked well for me, and
Look,
you're
you
right.
turned out fine. With nothing wrong with him.
Sophia, just I can't be motivational. I don't know why I try. Just
I mean, it's a little hard. She's got horrific trauma from having a cursed book be attached to her very essence. I don't think it's something a little bit
just tell them what.
completely reasonable and normal parental discipline.
Unburden yourself, girl. It's you're keeping it in. It's your own mind. That you're prisoner in things. What do you see? And she's like looking down. Her eyes are getting wider.
I think killing some fiends would help, maybe.
We've got a clock.
You have a clock.
It's cool. What time is it?
Oh no, it's like a it's just an internal
You can tell the time wherever
it's
you
an
are.
internal clock until it happens. I don't know when it'll happen. And she just starts to walk along the path. The earth elemental just kind of like now in the ground still, but just like flowing beside her.
The clock she has inside of her is broken. That's unfortunate.
Clock.
That's the answer.
Time's not such a big deal, you know.
The gunter starts to walk beside her.
You need me to hold your hand.
No, I don't. I want you to hold my hand.
But I'm not small for it.
Gunther's gonna be your dad from now on.
I'm your dad. I would like 142. I knew a few things already.
You're older than me.
I ain't your father, but I sure as hell am your daddy.
And as you are getting closer
I know
now,
your horn is faring against the machine.
That's the pain. So
I mean, I don't think Jonathan has direct connection to the horde.
There's not any connection to the one.
It's all because as long as your Minotaur's back here with you, you'll kind of like
the reason why I'm setting them as just a hole is because it's like, oh, they'll all die. They'll all lose.
just break them.
Sick. Let's not utilize our horn of zombies in a useful way. Let's just let them get rid of them.
They're 27 AC.
Yeah, and 5DR. That's pretty. That's
Well, fireball.
And lifesteal.
Wow.
Completely by myself.
Whoa.
Look, it doesn't like their reanimating feature doesn't work well in fiends, but at the same time, nothing. Or if you wanted to send them ahead and not attack and just prepare to attack, you can do that as well.
Since they're naturally ambushed predators, I believe the goblins would actually.
They have no conscious as because they're undead, right? They're kind of like, but at the same time, you are right. They're able to. It just depends on what
They are lost of us.
what your Minotaur has been directed to. Like if he's sending, like let's say he sent one batch to just assault from a front-on direction, and now you split across like another 20. So let's just say in groups of 20, roughly speaking. They're not all goblins. They're kind of a merger.
Gnolls, goblin. I don't have the null sheep, but that's fine.
That's okay. That's okay. We won't worry about your horde swarming because they'll deal with their own part. They could deal with this whole fight, but you've got 40.
Spell resistance as well.
Yeah. So all of them have to make a spell resistance check against big airspace.
Every attack.
Anyone who's got an incendiary card doesn't have to worry about although spell resistance. But yes, it's like Maple as well.
Also, everything, even the humans, need to make a DC. I forget about the check. Oh, they have an aura. Every single one has an aura, which lowers your strength by 1d6.
Okay, I rolled 2 nat 19s with my nat 19 die. I'm going to switch off that.
Oh, you switch. It's going so well.
Switch time, nat 20. I'm just rolling for the big
That's
things.
wall saves. No, I can't find the DC though.
Just look on
I know it's charisma based.
Look on the Minotaur.
I'm just gonna go 10 plus charisma. Is that right? Sorry, it's 14.
Well, you see ahead of you as you now begin to track. There is 2 objects which you first catch flying in the air ahead of you. When you catch sight of them, you realize that staying to the back roads from now on is your best goal because these creatures are flying 20 feet above the buildings, looking in a general perimeter while you're still about 200 feet away from them, so they're not looking that far out yet. Gundyr hits the back streets, and you get close enough now where you can hear, not that you caught them in time, but you can hear the small bursts of fire sounds coming from a direction in close proximity to you. Jonathan, you feel goblin horde just sitting, waiting, ready. You look as you are now moving through some back streets with the 4 of you, plus Gundyr. And the other element, you get all of the sideline view of a perimeter where a greater demon that you're aware you've strength off of. That demon is cordoned off a path that would lead and leave through the broken wall of the city. So basically, trying to block eyeline from what is a new break in the eastern wall of the city, which you now see. Above the flame, you hit the back roads. You see two flying bone-looking creatures with large insectoid wings. The giant carrying its weapon, Judgment. You also hear the horrible grinding of a chainsaw sound that is magically amplified.
Great new sound.
It is slightly familiar to both of you as you, Cicero and Emmerich, as you entered the city to begin with. You are hearing the sounds of one of the defender machines operating.
More magic weapons for us to see.
And you hear it in a way where it sounds like it's getting clogged.
Good job. Good work.
I think we need to go a little faster.
As you approach, you're noticing the large six-armed automatron swinging. Looks like it has just emerged from the edge of a building, like from inside a building that has a 10-foot tall, wide roof. As it's stepping out, it has been... Sorry?
There's a office.
It doesn't look like a blue office. There's no signatures on any of the sides that show it, but the banners could have been ripped off. You have no idea. Yeah, definitely not on an initial approach. More like maybe an older barracks that's been kind of refitted.
Freak at it. Let's go.
Very fine-looking building. One of the few buildings that looks like has kind of stood as a big foundational piece at the very edge of these walls.
On that building.
But you notice.
Get me out of it!
We need to go faster. Gun there. Start running.
Now, do you make your horde that's waiting and your horde that's approaching now strike while you're hearing battle, or at least some sort of negative interaction between human-sounding people and monsters?
First one. Strike the fiends only.
That's pretty perfect. So you will be coming in from this side, and you've got obviously one horde on that side, so rearrange the minis. You are outer wall here, one horde's coming in this way, another horde's going to be coming in this way. I would say most of the horde, let's say it's kind of like prepped in this building. So yeah, start moving those guys down this alleyway here, and we can move Gundyr. Okay, so you're just going to push specifically the infected undead on these guys.
Yes.
And are you going to fight with the Minotaur at all, or are you going to let him stay back?
He's staying back. Cool. Named up.
So I want Jonathan, and I want Gundyr, and Gundyr goes on your initiative. I want you to roll me initiative. This will not be a long fight because you have arranged your hordes correctly.
Yeah, funny.
It's just like
I go back first and 20 and 23. Yeah, 19.
33. Sorry, 39.
33, 39.
91.
What do you want?
Come on, man.
It won.
You disappoint me, you know that. I know.
We return to a top of initiative as you are realizing Perdition soldiers are hailing weapons and causing bursts of fire to erupt at the edges of the street of your vision. Around broken buildings, you can see demons are laying into soldiers, and just as the damage from the human side looked to be the most extreme, Jonathan's armies beseech the demons.
Jonathan's tiny little army group.
Little groups of 20.
Jonathan's little tiny
You
quarter
notice that the remains of Jonathan's 1/3 of the party, little green cans that are completely ash.
Alright, what should I go for?
See that thing with wings?
Yeah, there's a couple.
I recommend taking out those. The big guy is going to be the most dangerous. We should wait for the small guys to soften them up.
What are you going to see what we got to do?
I'm probably going to move towards that large building and start shooting out spells, only to fail because of the spell resistance.
Okay.
That's how most
Seems like a bit of a weird plan, but go on. I guess I'll dismount then.
Plus 9 to initiative.
I'm just being honest when I say this is what will happen.
Did we focus on, I don't know, something else then? You're buffing zombies or something?
I cannot buff zombies.
Okay. How far away am I from the wall? How far away is Gundir?
Gundir is 5, 6 and a half. And you notice that there is it's pretty hard to say, but there is some sort of magician soldier, old bloody tall old lady, huddled at the edge of a cart, at the edge of the wall, has his staff like pointed towards the demons, which look to have noticed it, but as you have approached, have paid more attention to you.
That's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm just stopping over there.
Yeah.
I look down at the magician guy. Hi, we're here to help. The mushroom zombies are on your side, don't worry. We're here to kill the fiends.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, the goodness bless me.
Do I recognize this guy from the group that I just saw?
No.
Oh, shit. What kind of magic do you know? I'm moving up the ladder as we're talking, but... Well, it's not going to work if you can...
Here.
And, you get a +4 bonus to your deflection.
I have not much resource of energy left in me. So it will help me push myself to my limit.
Can you heal?
Not
Yeah. I'm right those. Oh, no.
there's
I realized I was looking through the items you gave me. You gave me a lot of items, and I don't use a single one of them. Yeah. And I never will.
the healing I can do will be most suited to
If you have the ability to heal, you should say that.
I have very little. Most I've tried to use and has gone to little effects.
Just wait until after the battle. Everyone will be injured, probably.
That bone monster in the sky. I don't think it's real.
Like an illusion?
Something like
Probably
that.
at the top of the wall.
It is a clearly poisonous monster, but it is too intelligent.
As you start to climb the ladder, that's what you're doing. It's a 25-foot ladder up. You're just gonna scale.
Oh, dash if I have.
Yeah. You get all the way up, and you notice, braced with his back to the top, there is a blue cloaked figure with a dagger pocketed. He's like sitting with his back against the wall. Clearly heard your whole conversation with the priest. Get up here.
Do I hear him breathing as I walk up? Like, stealth?
No, he is. Make a perception.
No, I don't.
Okay.
30.
I was gonna say 20. I think 28 was the roll.
32.
Yeah. So you get to where that little crack in the wall would be, where our slits are, and your ear gets to the
Not demon.
Okay, so you climb up. You realize that there is like a large anchor hook that has been thrown into the building over the wall, and it's just like tugged in. Probably something that maybe this guy scaled up. You see, he's holding clearly what also looks like a British throwing knife dagger.
Oh, you need to help.
Some degree. I mean,
26. No mind.
26. So only the big guy who isn't even in direct eye line can see you. The buzzing bird, fly, bone monster above you, just can't seem to see you. But I mean, this guy, the priest and bloke, calls him illusion. You don't know. The monster you see is like he's got orcish like tusks, but he's got this weird like full mane of brown hair covering him, like mutton chops, not a beard, but just like a thick underbeard, full mutton chops, like almost like an orc and Bigfoot kind of combined, but you know, but like just hitting like 6 feet tall.
I'm looking for my father.
I've not seen any orcs. Right.
He's not an orc.
Oh,
Get down!
okay.
He's a little red panda.
Ah, I know that guy. You see, that was my second guess.
Why is an elf in the city? All the ones that speak up.
The city is a giant metropolis. There's millions, hundreds of elves in the city.
You see, he starts to speak in a kind of broken Sylvan.
I knew it be welcome. I didn't expect.
You can speak common, it's fine. Not reply to them, so. But we're in the middle of a battle. We can finish this conversation later. Are you helping or just observing? No.
I don't want to fight these things, but I will help you if you need. I don't know if I can. I'm not used to this.
He looks down at his hands.
Sure. If I start dying, help, I guess.
You watch as these soldiers begin to move forward. It is Jonathan's turn technically, but I'm doing this before Jonathan. And the one that's behind him has a good view. You watch it fall down. The other soldiers don't seem to notice, and then invisibly just you're not seeing something cool, but and then into the fire window.
That sucks.
And then you're noticing more soldiers are like checking the window, like, what the fuck just happened?
Did his leg lift up like something was holding his leg and dragging, or was it just
It looked like something like bodied him from the back, and then it looked like something like almost pulled his back up and dragged him back, but not from the legs, from like the tailbone or like the lower back plate.
Right.
Not like a pickup, it's still a drag, but like it was a weird part of the body for it to.
Okay, so it could just be something in telekinesis or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
could be. You've never seen. I don't think you've ever seen it from an elf. You've seen it before, but you've not seen it in this type of like horror. Body gets flung into the fire of a burning building and more salt. What about John?
Alright.
So the big crossbow or the heavy crossbow or the light crossbow?
There was a heavy and there was a light.
So, as John enters the battlefield, John yells out, "Fiend, leave this city. You are not welcomed here."
This is infernal.
And are you on Gundia?
I am on Gundy yourself.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna keep you in Gundia.
This is infernal.
Gundia pocket.
No common.
This is in common.
Nice.
Okay. It sounds like it was in the rear end of muttering some sort of ritual under its breath. You couldn't hear what abyssal it was chanting. It was doing it quietly. And as you approach, its posture, everything is turned to you as a demon would address any threat that it considers worthy.
Jonathan will try to cast a ray on Fieldman.
I love it. Okay. So, spell resistance on this guy is 22.
There's a chance.
There is a chance. I just need to roll higher than a 15. Okay, I did it. That's simply impressive. What's his touch AC?
You want to know?
I need to hit it. No.
You don't need that. Cool. 7.
Funny.
I was going to say, I don't know.
I call this. Good to know.
Yeah. That one will still do it.
Beam hits.
It's 4 isn't it?
It is a fort save, but it's half effective even if it saves, so.
Beautiful. Well, that is a plus 17 to fort saves.
There's a chance.
That one can be a
Now
fail.
1 or 2.
Or now 1 or 2. 15. So 32.
It's a half How?
I mean, it was focused on you. It's not hard one, buddy.
Okay, luckily there's a plus to it.
Okay, well that sucks because you're still on that.
It's plus 3, I think.
Oh, that's good.
So that means it's 2. However, it's doubled because of a powered spell. So it's actually 6 half to 3.
It shouldn't work. Because every second. It doesn't matter, it's still.
Every second level? Oh, yeah, you're right.
So half.
Say it's 6.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, that's plus 2.
No, it's fine.
It is. It doesn't matter because it means he doesn't.
It's 1 plus 5. And then half to 5 is then just plus 2.
Oh no, what was
So
it?
it's 7 damage.
1 plus 4. Wasn't it 1 plus? Was it 1 plus 4 before?
Yeah, it's 1 plus
It was
4.
4
No,
total.
that's a 3. So it's 5, and
So
then
it's
it's plus
it's
2
fine. Yeah.
because of the
So
bonus.
it's still on
So it's 7 damage. But then it's halved. 7's halved. But again. 3. So 3. 3 strike damage.
Not bad. Can get it down.
Weaker.
He's just gonna fall over.
You notice as that demon had been holding its hand outstretched with its giant weapon, it definitely seems to lower its hands down, like lowering the grip of its weapon.
Aware.
Nice.
Yeah. They'll. Alright, so
Those guys are much weaker.
What's their AC? That will determine if they can hit them consistently.
29.
There it is.
29.
19.
19. Alright. They can hit like one in. So you roll a 15 or 14 to hit.
Okay, so basically a 1/4 chance. Yeah.
25% chance.
So we can sum up how long that takes to do that. You know, it's like 1 every 4 rounds.
I mean,
These
they
guys
have
are
an
getting
extra
strikes.
+2 actually, so that's.
But however, now I just want you to roll me for them some damage, just so because these guys have 60 HP, these little devilly guys that have 19 AC.
Deadly guys.
Let's just see like some little mid-level damage rolls. Let's see like average.
They're all gonna do their base claw attacks.
How about you do?
Also, maybe make concept. Not
Make-
concept, sorry.
concept?
Yeah, 1.
You do 1 or do 3.
Alright. So 1 takes 1 con damage.
Okay, good.
Sorry. 1 takes 3 con damage halved to
1.
And if the other one got hit
other one
by
failed,
The
yeah.
other one didn't get hit by any. Oh, fail.
1 failed, 1 succeeded.
Okay, I'm only rolling 1. So 3 damage. 3 con damage.
That's the worst.
And then it gains 15 temp hits.
Oh, the goblin gains 15. Alright.
Big boy.
They're just really annoying to kill.
Yeah, Jonathan on the ground, you see Gunka pick up a piece of ruined building debris with his fucking mind. You see he just like puts his hands, drops the only weapon and sack bits that he has, and he goes, and just throws what is a large chunk of a building at the largest demon, and you see it just smash against the demon doesn't react, doesn't look down at Gunka.
Fucking come on, it's unbelievable.
It's like a cool smith with really big muscles, but now it's just like.
I know,
He's gonna brown bar that whole time.
it's called basic telekinesis, okay? It's not his fault. Fuck would you ever use it?
Let's get your crossbow.
Because he's doing it for a range. He gave the crossbows to you guys.
Why doesn't he have his arm? Idiot.
Wait, Jonathan, did you take the +2 light crossbow?
He didn't take a crossbow.
No, you. That's not a hand crossbow.
I do like the hand crossbow.
David, give him a
You can use the hand crossbow.
Stop using that fucking shit.
No, I hate hand crossbows. This is the worst weapon in existence, and anyone who uses them is an idiot. So you should use it. I love hand crossbows. They're great. I already have a cool hand crossbow. My good friend the Oscar gives me.
We all know dwarves are using magic. That's so real.
Wrong world.
No. Dwarves are cool. Alright, +4 to hit, baby. Let's go. That's what I want.
+4?
13.
They will use dwarf mage.
Yeah, we tried. That's all that matters.
Use your protection.
And the giant demon.
Alright, cool.
Jonathan, you speak Abyssal?
Yes.
I believe?
Why though? Little sus of
How else do you suss out
You
demons?
hear. I was gonna say, like a groaning, mocking, almost laugh out of the demon. His bark sounds like a laugh. Weak fleas from Brandt Gate. Let's see what real power looks like.
A little racist.
And he drops the weapon that you saw him slowly lower, drops it on the ground. Big mace just rolls on the ground and raises his arm, and you see the building above the green devil monsters and above the 6-armed robot. The top, you watch a cannon slide and hit the edge of the supports of what looks like a kind of castle-mounted roof support for clearly the soldiers. You see it tilt and tip. You see the cannon just roll out of the side of the fortress roof, and you watch the top 2 stories of the fort just crumble down onto your
Nice.
onto your.
This is the perfect reason for this scenario.
Why do you ruin it? You ruin it.
Sorry, I want you to add ambiance to your combat or something. I don't know. Next time I'll
Doesn't matter. I'll add horror. Let's just do a horror area. It's not even battle. Let's just make it depressing. Scary things.
I'm gonna roll that 20 every time.
We've got. I need to roll 10d6. Cool. That's how much damage, Jonathan, your guys are taking.
-5. Yeah,
-5.
Wow, it's a magic going. The bricks are got phase bit in them.
15.
They're designed to.
19.
All the buildings in the city are modular. They can be used for telekinesis attacks, and the bricks are infused with I don't know, mermaid semen.
38 points of bludgeoning damage.
-5? Or no?
Not -5, so 33.
Alright, 33. Alright, all of them are alive at 2 HP. Yeah. Except the gnomes have more HP and the humans have more HP, I think. Unless they're communists. Oh, wait, those ones?
It's just all of these
Alright, the
guys.
rare rats are stronger. They have 10.
Then
Because you didn't actually use mine as the token. The rare rats have damage of 10, by the way. Because they're werewolves. And they also have fast healing.
So yes, they will be healed over time.
So they're disgusting.
Lay it out the stuff.
Man, those rare rats are sick.
I'm so glad that the invasion of the city got rid of the infection of were-rat, like everything in the city. Definitely.
You see Gondar's
Why do you say that?
I beat Smith, that's stronger.
There's no reason to ever talk to them.
and you watch as Sophia tries to tuck herself away. You watch as the Earth Elemental tries to shell her and pull her away, and the giant gets an attack on both of them. I rolled that 2.
Oh, that might still be the entire bloodline wiped out in one day.
Yeah, that's Sophia.
Oh, Rocket should be so mad.
It doesn't hit the Earth Elemental.
Good. Oh, keep going. Not only do I not give a shit about you, but you're pathetic. No, that's God fucking damn it. Your mother would be disappointed.
Out of her 68 HP, she takes.
2 damage.
I mean, it's only a +1 to damage now. When it was a +7 before.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it hits so much worse, but she's got a shit AC, so.
He's been crippled in strength.
Still 2d8.
He's no longer a buff man.
2d8 +1, baby. 10. You hear as a hand gives a loose slap, sending stone debris tumbling around you. Combat reflexes could have been expended. However, you see Sophia has disappeared again. She looked like she reached out. You saw the red hair touch the foot of the demon, and then with the stone wall just kind of surrounded herself and dug back on the ground. And she's gone. So this is her mini, but she was here. She's gone now. We move back to top of the round with the Emerald. The giant, the orc creature is still talking at you.
My wife's like, do that for me. There's a little more.
Oh, yeah. That would be almost
25 feet.
I just hit 20. Okay, 25 to get to that step. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna leave. I'm not even trying. Cool. Okay.
Oh my god. Wasn't amazing.
I'm gonna jump.
I know, that's what I meant to.
Is he wearing heavy armor?
Buddy. The demon?
Yeah. Because demons don't show up to wear the heavy armor anymore.
That's a good point. But that's most of his AC.
He's still better than the AC, but
Yeah, they get full. So all penalty works on all attack rolls and dex. So everything.
I thought it was also spells.
It also hits spells, yes. It hits everything.
But my spells is like bottom.
I mean, he's got a concentration on telekinesis up. Does that stop it?
No, it just makes it harder to do stuff. Because it just takes -8 or whatever the AC bonus
So yeah, you basically, this giant, even though it looks like it can move, it really can't move anymore. It's stuck.
He's posturing it.
He's posturing. He doesn't know if his back is
Yeah, the
literally.
AC works. It's just the AC armor penalty works on everything. Instead of because proficiency removes
So his +4 to armor, which was 29 AC, it's down to 20.
exact attack rolls and getting isn't built there.
Did I see the zombies?
Yeah, they think they shot this way. So you,
Definitely not super good.
I mean, they passed through it.
the priest called down.
So pretty
He said it might be an illusion.
It might be a little.
I'm not seeing that console.
Good.
Give me a drop. 3, so I miss any of those. Get him in. That's
It's a building full and you go like, oh, my attention is...
those are the crossbows. So he's back. He's
Sweet.
move action to get everything. No, that's my turn.
Alright.
I'm crouching next to that wall.
You watch as 3 soldiers are looking in the window of a burning building, throwing their spears out. You watch this wall explode, and you see a half-invisible, half-on-fire, real-looking bone devil just kind of emerging from the building. And just already is like pincer, like whipping the tail whipping the pincers, the guards directly in front of it. So you're noticing it's kind of using that last bit of invisibility to get a sneaky attack on, but it looks like it was cooking itself in the fire.
Demon, you have no power over here. I say, leave. As Jonathan's eyes will glow, as I will cast Bashful Glare.
Nice.
That's what I was in check.
DC 22.
My dog is going to join in this glare with its immediate action.
Right. So activating.
Is anybody else willing to join to help with this glare?
Sophia will help.
Sophia will help glare. I can get.
And I guess your Minotaur
I
can
can
as
get
well.
Minotaur as well to help.
Yeah.
And the other demons will start beating up that single demon. It's surrounded, so
It's surrounded,
corners it can't move.
but it's only getting. Are you able to do more than 5 damage after reduction, or
I can if I roll
average? Or well?
I can actually hit it, and I can do calm damage, meaning if it goes to 0, it's instantly dead.
Yeah. Alright, well, let me roll a few more times, just so I can. Because there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
I have to roll below 2.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 falls just now, so it still succeeds, and 1 nat 1. So it loses one more time for one more successful con damage.
Calm damage?
Like high roll, essentially.
Okay, that is like high roll, actually, that's 5 calm damage.
5 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Huge. So after basically 3 rounds, the 3 rounds that have happened, you get 1 down out of the 2, and you notice that there is another one emerging out from the blood pile. So it's not a battle that's ending just yet.
That thing will resurrect in 2 minutes.
The demon echoes a sentiment you've been hearing this whole time.
We came to use the advantage this destruction gives us.
Armor piece.
That goblin with 2 HP is nibbling at his ankle. Yeah, that's free HP.
You know what it will do? It will keep telekinesis up, and it will just lift the building over here and just drop it on the other side directly behind it. Just, yeah, there's more than 3. There's about 6 that are there.
Those guys are
just rubbles, just Like, it's an intolerance thing where you watch, he turns around, sounds annoyed, just in like a... and then raises his arm, moves his arm, drops, and those creatures... There's a horrific, bone-crunching splat sound. These battles are still kind of 50 neck and neck. Gunther's going to do kind of a small approach. He did a point blank shot with his light crossbow, assuming no one else took it.
No one uses crossbows. Yeah, okay. Unless you go around.
Two shots fired, miss, and additional soldiers, they barely dodging most of the debris, some of them getting clocked, make it to the feet of the largest soldier and just start to try and dig their first attacks into him. Both miss. Just on the armor alone, they grind against it, doesn't do nothing. The devil came back. Sophia, let's get her. See if she does it. Yeah, she'll do the same thing again. Fails spell resistance, does nothing. And move to top of the round,
Oh, yeah, jump down, step it.
Burn down.
Oh my god, it's in a flank deck.
It is a flank.
My favorite one.
And you've got mission soldiers that are there in close proximity, but you've got a bone devil, a normal monster undead that is ready to
Stab in that one last shot. Fat 20 and
serious. This is a 25 to hit. It's like flat footed?
yeah, flat foot.
20.
Oh, no, flat foot. Yeah, I get flat foot.
So yeah.
So that's 20 and 28, so critical bonus.
Nice.
Now they have DR 10 against any good. So that means any you're take attacks. Jonathan gets damage.
No, it's
You're good.
oh, it was fine. Yeah, cool. 18. I need a good line weapon to do it. 19.
Traditional soldiers.
23. They have.
Not a good line weapon. Some priests, some divinely made.
You have divine weapons here. Demons are strong.
34.
Well, Heron has a divine.
24 points of damage.
24 points of damage.
Good on you. And I will reduce its. I will hamper it and reduce its AC by 2.
Sick. So fucking sick, bro.
It's AC 23 now.
That was a quarter of its HP. You can tell you just like ripped through one of the larger wings on its back, just like taking out the ability to fly properly. Oh shit.
As me.
Who has a very good sight.
I'm so good at seeing things.
You now notice that, I mean, there's so much darkness just based on all the smoke and surrounding debris that has kind of come from this guy removing part of the building. Aloof to all creatures present on the ground, you see there is some enormous 16 to 17 foot tall creature perched at the furthest edge of that building, looking just south.
What's the creature looking?
It's holding the skull of some sort of giant in its hand, because it's big, you can see it on a giant-sized creature. Completely grey skin emerging from underneath black robes, a wooden scythe over its back, which ends in some sort of really shadowy, dark, like, actually the blade itself looks to be almost just a shadow. And for Imric, you can see that it almost looks like heat ripples that seem to form into ghostly apparitions, like the air ripples and it's forming figures that are kind of spinning around its body.
Great.
I'm just going to put on the table and take this off.
Is this the same thing me and Ray saw?
No, you saw something that was like the size of a the size of a building totally. This is slim.
You're small.
Oh, it's sweet.
I was stuck underneath that.
Yeah, she got it too.
I'm glad it's visible. I'm glad the back of her shadow is visible on Felix's camera. That's fine. Let's see that. Yes, so that's what you see, top of the round. The bone monster beside you now gets to go, and it will strike you. You watch as a black venom drips from the edge of its now, like, no transparent vanishing from its body as it fully materializes. The bone monster spikes at you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Sting, plus 14 to hit. 14, 28.
Yeah, that's
And it can do 2 claws, but it's going to do that against the bone dog. Bone dog. You fail before it's set. Alright. 3d4 points of poison damage. 4.
That's the loss.
Plus poison, that is a DC 20 fortitude save. Right, sorry. Once per round, affect 1d3 strength damage. 2 consecutive saves. So I'm going to roll a d4. I'm just going to, because I hate it. 2. So 2 strength damage. And, I can't. 12 and 17 points of damage. Yeah, 17 points of piercing damage. I did roll max. John's turn.
John's turn. Alright. I'm going to do.
There are a bunch of perdition monsters right behind the
Perdition monsters.
What they're some monsters.
Alright.
1 extra damage.
Oh.
17.
That's cool.
I mean, it was 20, so I did it last time.
You have forced my hand, fiend.
She looks like a very pretty musty offie.
Oh boy. By Farina's grace, you shall be smited. As he is marked for death.
He will be smart.
As nothing visually changes, but he knows that he's like, Peter's in danger.
The Oscar's magical flow.
I will cast Fusion. As Jonathan
Favorite spell.
Fusion, as he begins to fuse with the wolf, becoming stronger.
John Deere.
John Deere. Activated the theory of.
Alright, and now as a wolf, I will make a full action attack on the giant guy.
Nice.
How do you?
He has spring attack.
A range attack?
Spring attack. As a full round action, I can move up to my move speed to make a single attack without provoking attacking opportunities from any enemies in the way.
That is exactly what you need to do.
It's not full round. Attack.
Yeah, it's one attack.
But you
But
can get up there.
I can get up to a punch him in the face.
Action to do.
Yes, full round action.
But also, this thing has range, so it doesn't attack opportunity unless you get him with it.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, this giant did have reach with its weapon.
What's his AC?
It's called long arm.
28. Yes, it does.
Okay, that hits. Alright, cool.
Which is the same as Gundy. With a sword.
Oh, hey.
2d6.
Dude, she's gonna do it.
Is it an evil outsider?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's plus 16 damage because of smite. That's awful for damage.
That's plus 16.
Including the DR. That's
yeah.
because of the smite.
That's plus free. That's free. Plus my strength is 21.
It's now the monster's turn.
Yes.
And because you were right in front of it, it will use Blasphemous Bile.
Alright.
I need you and Gundy to make a DC 20.
1.
I need you and you. I need John Deere to make me a DC 23 reflex save. This is a 30-foot line.
Alright, so my reflex is only plus 11.
Using this for.
So what is it?
It is a 23 reflex.
Okay, I see it. Gundir has evasion, so I avoid it completely. Chill.
This monster, before spewing, basically turns to you, Sophia, and the Perdition soldiers, and just throws 3 gloves.
I am 3 gloves. That's even better.
Look, honestly, this vial is less good on you and more good on everyone you like.
Everyone behind. That makes
It's blasphemous vial basically means that, so the Perdition soldiers and Sophia, if you want to cast magic on them, it requires a DC 23 caster check.
Oh, okay.
Basically, any non-evil magic for the next 10 minutes can't be cast on those creatures. So, for you, luckily, it's just Sophia that you need to care about.
Good to know. But probably not doing that too much. 20, 19.
That's 78 to 78.
78, so
Minus
48 out. Beatings. Probably my flaming map.
That's over 70 damage out of the thing, so this thing is looking badly wounded. I mean, you've severed all of the wings on one side of its body, it can't fly anymore. You've stabbed deep into like the tail notches of the bone and just tried to like sever the actual tail itself. It hasn't worked fully, but you're breaking it off. One more round and you will kill this thing. I guarantee that.
Unless it turns around and it obliterates it, which can easily, really easily do.
I think we're going to tell this right.
Fire tell us that. Attack opportunity.
It does good.
Oh, kill me.
It's actually going to still fight with its front claws doing the Perdition soldiers. It misses one. It crits on the other for claws.
As the blade smashes as the wolf is enveloped in a shadow of darkness, suddenly from its eyes all along its body starts glowing a brilliant golden light.
This demon's just destroying violent creatures. Yeah.
As I'll go for a full
Aim low, dodging out of the way of its breath weapon, and then carving up. Do it.
We'll carve twice. That hits. Second one's -5, right? Every attack. That's not once I missed. Yeah. Alright, one attack. That's God. That's awful. I will add Divine Favor.
Okay.
Because it's a fiend.
Yeah, do it.
Alright, that's 4. Plus 5.
I just want to see if this is...
So that's 9 plus 7. 14 plus 16, so that's 40. There. Yep. So 16.
And because you're not smiting, this isn't doing...
This is smite.
This is your smite.
Smite is just a mark.
Okay, cool.
You're going to die.
30.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So just ready for the one?
Yeah, check it.
Okay, so you've done half its HP in 4 rounds. I now know what it's going to take. Yeah, well, and he's still only, he's hitting 50% of the time. I mean, this is what is Jonathan's to hit for Gundy, with Gundy?
Okay, I got plus 8. Plus, sorry, Jonathan is Gundy, since he had,
So just tell me, so it is.
it's like a 23.
Plus to hit. Okay, good. So that, okay, it's way better than what I thought. Okay, cool.
Because it's 10 plus... Yeah, it's 23. It's 15 base, and it's fine, so...
This is, it has -1 armor class penalty, and it's a 28 in C, so that's, you're hitting on a 5 or high, so you're roughly, 50 to 60 damage in 1 round. After 3 rounds, you will slay this thing easily, but the Perdition soldiers below it are letting smaller hits. There's one of them just half knights from the Perdition members, and you're hearing the kind of breaking of the machine that is fighting the barb demons. All of these things are happening at the same time. Jonathan, after 3 rounds, you dash through the stomach of the giant, larger demon in front of you as its body seems unable to even carry its own weight anymore. You watch as other demons you were fighting around it seem to just like snore and start to like half filled as they were, just start to like basically melt. the demons and devils in this place are the barbed ones that were attacking the monster. They seem to scuttle up the building and run away. Emmerich, you saw that that creature was up there for 3 rounds. And it disappeared. Fitz, you popping? That's what happened.
She just watched and was like, no, this is a devil.
She never watched you. She never watched you. I mean, you were as I knew you were able high enough you could see her, and you really saw the really probably finely made black robes of a figure that was not even looking. She was in Walmart.
She was busy teleporting across the city because the city is too fucking massive. And it's just like,
Every 6 seconds, gonna teleport over. It's the biggest of
the city is so massive.
With John Deere's sword embedded in the chest of the demon that slowly liquefied on the floor. Your Minotaur did not take any damage, neither did your Unrisen, but most of your undead here are very near death. Just passively, as intended. And out of your 60, you've got about 15 left total. Like after 15, and then as you walk back through, you slowly start to accumulate more units.
That's a good color.
But most of them are still the goblins, as like the smallest, dexiest, most nimble creatures.
Yes, to the goblins are the most.
And you watch as the British soldiers seem to take bare notice of you, seeing that you're fighting a demon, and they just are chasing these green barbed devils along the buildings as they run. And the British soldiers are just like, nice. That's
will also just come in.
most of the way around, just like literally have a building out. The demon just snagged and shit, but not. I wouldn't count that even as anything more than a bruise. What it was able to do to you. You chose the right enemy. You chose this enemy.
Have an outstanding welcome.
See, his mouth is just like almost perpetually like exploding with small amounts of blood as Gundy's sword is just fully embedded in his sternum, walking into the ground. Its body is slowly melting, but its reflex seems to be naturally trying to get itself to breathe or talk.
The point for me is curse. Leave the health cycle and return to the pool of resurrection and
Slowly starts to
Gets cancer.
actually, that thing gets cancer.
How a good weapon destroys you entirely. They can't resurrect.
This is where you see behind you. The cloaked figure.
I didn't think you could do it.
The guns to just stop burning away to potentially, maybe, until first level powers re-enter their right into put that on. I cooked Vigor's mad stuff, which is sort of better.
As you are gathering, you are hearing.
Going back down. I love hearing things.
The first thing you are noticing is the feeling of heat drifted through strong currents of wind that suddenly starts to kind of blow over you. It's a northern direction wind coming south. And it's the heat wind that you notice first, but then looking at all south, you start to see a kind of small glow, get brighter and bigger, and it's like in the air slightly. That little bit of bright light, like a star forming at an angle.
Right, new sun time, guys.
A new sun time, a new dawn light. And then the following very quiet, like like a small impact sound. You wait 5 or 6 seconds and it becomes a big, like the sound waves of what's impacting you is taking time. You watch this from the south, this off the ground, clearly off the ground, this new dawn light is kind of growing brighter until you are kind of looking at a actual red and gold sun that is not high in the sky, it is very close to the ground, but it is certainly off the ground, and from your POV, like 15,000 feet away, days of traveling, you're seeing it like dawn light. And this kind of explosion that comes with its seemingly magnified brightness and size.
Oh no.
You haven't been able to get any sunlight because of the clouds that have been thick and holding the sky hostage. Now this sunlight at the beginning of the morning from the southern side is reminiscent of Imric's and Jonathan's interaction with the battle with the Settler. You see and hear Sophia go, no, it's too late, it's too late, we've waited too long.
What's happening, Sophia?
If he's back, that means Roster's. The pain born from the fallen and written night would bring Orishnagal back. I felt his arrival before it's not happened yet. I felt it. I know what it feels like. It's not happened yet. We've got time.
I see. Over my back.
If we go south, we're going straight towards a greater demon.
So be it. It's a bad idea.
Somebody's just looking at you like this is a bad idea. No, I don't do it.
I wrote that out. You don't have to include this.
Did the portal on the floor fade, or is it still there?
Not today, but they can do it.
Nice of a petition.
We're gonna chase down those green bastards. We've got a job to do.
They are stronger than you. But I appreciate your courage.
We'll just hold them back. Keep them away from that stronghold. That's all the battle we have left in us.
We have a greater devil to deal with.
Just keep them away from the north side of the city. And the other soldiers there.
We shall try our best.
Fight them if you have to.
No, we probably won't go back, so yeah.
Take in the corner, leave you from my side. And you're in the dog.
Follow army.
You take off. As you begin to approach,
And some goblins and some guys just picking up the culty with demons. They won't work.
yeah, that's it. You head north and you're kind of in the face of that dawnlight, constantly streaming, so you're heading south. Dawnlight constantly streaming as you look south. And slowly that light seems to. It was as bright as you can imagine as the sun, and it felt as warm as direct daylight on you from thousands of feet away. And as you get closer, you're noticing at one point that light seems to just flicker out and disappear. Still a large amount of smoke visible from what it was making, but behind it there is a indented trench-like hole cut from where the air spires stood.
Red.
All 9 or 10 of them that were in a amalgamation stuck together now is a sunken base of where all of these towers once stood.
What was that something?
I don't know. I can't feel the greater demon yet. I don't think it was. Oh, that's that. I feel it now. Where is it? I can't see. I can't see anything. Oh, it's gonna be in the clouds. It's gonna be using the smoke. That's cover. So he's just looking up. I think it's emerging now. I think it's like a looming, waning. It's hard to concentrate. I don't know how to do it.
Jonathan.
I've never felt evil like this before.
Assume that's you and then.
We have become one.
Okay. Did you see that big woman with the side in the skull?
I saw her, but I have no clue on what she is. For the tyranny was my priority.
Help! He's just up behind you. You get like fucking that's going to.
Do you need electricity? I'm bleeding out several wounds.
Yes.
You see, grabbing onto the tail of Gunbeard, you see that same blue close figure that was an orc. Just like grabbing on the tail, and he's been noticing to the ground a dozen times. He's over the silent.
We'll come back. I'll find all of the people that are alive are still like 12 months of them.
I'm looking for my father.
Yeah, most of the people are at the port. I don't know who your father is, I'm sorry.
You see Gunter's also on the back. You look up Sophia and this guy, and he's just barely hanging on the tail.
Gunther, there's like a 95% chance we're gonna die, so
I'll just say that when you get to that place. I'll just say
I'm
that.
gonna go. It's a greater demon, so it has like an aura of 700 feet and can't do its anything.
Why are you going to it?
Because Jonathan said so.
You'll die.
If it is too powerful,
You're a terrorist.
we will not engage.
We don't even know where it is.
It's too powerful. It's a greater demon. We already did this suicide charge thing once, and then we got saved.
Please use me that earlier.
We return to the dark
Maybe you do.
of a plane unexplored by the group thus far.
I don't know, right, baby?
I stay in the lab.
Above you. Sheesh!
I am the Lord's light, I am the Lord's momentum, I am the Lord's decision.
Oh, it's 2 towers.
There are buildings. There are many destroyed buildings around you. The sky is filled with the debris of body parts of buildings, a kind of gravity-less space appears all above you, yet where you standing with gravity, you're kind of off-put. You and Ray and the priest. Saul looks around and you can see his breath is shaky, but he seems to be kind of at most points holding his breath in, unsure if he can even breathe properly. And by the feelings you have internally, you can. It's ahead of you, stitched between the broken buildings, you see large, what looks like chunks of thick masses too big to be banners or pieces of debris strung between buildings. You get closer and you start to hear this quiet, worn out, whispering, pleading, crying, and of these islands hold eyes. Most of them only visibly holding one eye. All islands seem to be turning to you. there is a feeling here, Moki, that suffering is eternal, and without divine aid, death is impossible.
Sick.
In the distance,
It's a buff.
you even notice some buildings, larger parts of buildings, floating dozens of feet off the ground, yet for some reason you seem to feel the gravity of your feet, feel the ground. You feel like you're somehow in a realm that is nothing like the void, but like the void, an unexplainable way you can breathe. You just don't understand what oxygen this place has that allows you to pull from it. Ray just starts to walk forward, walk underneath the sounds of pleading, broken voices.
He's note taking. I'll follow. Kick a loose stone to see how it affects the gravity.
Cool. Yeah, you kick the stone. You watch it. Definitely looks like it maintains gravity. A foot off the ground, it hits the ground again, and then it's not the big stone that you hit that skimmed low to the ground, but it's the 5 or 6 little pieces of thin, tiny, crust-like stone chunks that are flicked into the air. And those little tiny pieces, they rise 3 or 4 feet off the ground. And those pieces seem to drift slightly in a kind of slow curve, like somehow 3 feet off the ground, the gravity is less than a foot off the ground. It doesn't make any sense, and you're walking fine.
Let's not stay here long. We should find our stern lease.
The priest.
Well, this was our point. You are looking for him, and there's nothing in this place that tells us where he can be. I have an ability to locate objects, but I don't know anything on his person. Oh, wait. The headband I gave him. Hold on a second. Should be able to connect to that.
So why not? While he does that, this place looks old and untrodden. Like, not many have walked the ground.
You're seeing, I mean, you're not particularly at where this map is exactly. You're about 9 to 1,000 feet back. There are human-style buildings, completely ruined. Standing as a human-sized building between 20 to 40 feet tall. Anything above that has clearly been exploded, ripped apart, destroyed. There is debris of parts of those buildings somehow floating in the air 100-ish feet above you, and also what looks like maybe some parts of bodies that are also like gently spinning limbs and such.
Still living. I'd like to do a survival check to see if there's anything else that's been walking around this area.
Yep. Go for it. Make a survival roll.
Oh, that's right. I'm insane. I have a +0 to this. So
I forgot. 11. To some degree, the debris on the ground ahead of you does look to have been trampled on by something. Why the debris has been kind of scattered forward. It's kind of like looking at a rocky mound of building rubble. Something has clearly walked on it, over it, and kind of broken it ahead, so like leaving a trail of a path it was walking, which is the direction that you're moving, but there's no further sign. Like, it looks like there was some sort of creature that had stepped onto that mound of debris, had slid off it.
On the ground, see that.
You're seeing like human design cobble roads, but then you look far to the, almost not ahead of you, but to the left where the small sound of running water is, and you can see what looks like a ridge, kind of a precipice, and interesting designed elven archers. And the elven archers are 120-ish feet away from you at an angle, and about every 40 feet along as you move, you see more of them, and they're protruding out of the, you can kind of see what they look like. You can't see what they're on. You can see they're just barely below the ground level of what you're standing on right now. And you can see that there is a fence line, metal barbed fences that is guarding those elven rooms from being visible to you to a degree. Ray just doesn't have any interest in looking at things around. He's just focused on the path ahead. In the direction you're heading, where the road seemingly opens up, or buildings are now no longer a part of the road, this is where you're seeing the first sign of floating debris that is like relatively still. This stuff ahead of you is 500-600 feet still ahead, but you can see it.
That's the ones that was Ray, the priest.
Cool. You get 400 feet forward, and you start to notice what you thought was very sporadic, small glimmers of a type of starlight. You get closer and you realize they are those little starlight specks are crying or screaming in a hushed way. It's very hard to tell. You hear their distant screams, and as you approach, you notice that there is slumped over one of the higher rocks, like I'm just gonna say here or here. You notice that there is a body. Its body is bent backwards as if it's half sliding off the rock, so it's kind of like falling forward almost.
White hair.
White is the descriptor. Its body seems to be radiating a faint aura of white light. The descriptions of its features is that of like a 7 or 8 foot tall humanoid. But then obviously actual height is kind of hard to grasp while he's lying horizontal. He has hair, but the physical complexion is not that similar to Oscar from your perception. And also Oscar didn't radiate a white aura of light. This is like it's like this creature is on fire with a white fire around its body. That's kind of faint, but it is bright. It's not Oscar. And it's Ray, and you are noticing that you're approaching. You're noticing kind of floating in the air other white specks, other white forms floating. Make a perception check for me, Mikey. I believe with your wisdom it's either plus nothing or plus +1. And you notice as you are getting closer, some of the more distant white specks just start to like blink out. And there is some sort of red dot that is out here that becomes visible for a few seconds before disappearing. And there's this aurora of red light that seems to kind of wash over everything around you, but this aurora of light is several hundred feet above you, so the dim, dull light that it gives you barely gives anything around you illumination. The aura of light illuminated by that one angel, that holy creature, visibly something that was holy about it, otherwise it wouldn't be permeating that. Or at least you recognize it as like hair had permeated fire. Oscar had a kind of lightning aura. And then you quickly watch as a red dot appears here. And then the body of the angel here just seems to kind of become half as visible as it was before. The head or upper half of the body just vanishes.
We should be wary of the stars.
You suddenly watch like two white legs kick in the air out here, and then they're gone.
look
This
to
is a
Ray.
matter of 12 seconds. Ray
Is he reacting to the same thing?
He's
Like,
just,
looking at
he's looking at it, but there's no expression on his face. You can't get a read on him.
Ray's not a character, remember.
A lot of what I see, I'm unsure if it's real or not because I hallucinate a lot, so I'm basing it on the reaction of the priest and Ray if it's actually happening or not.
The priest.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. My name's not actually so.
I assume that happened just with blood.
I don't understand. They all seem to be radiating light and disappearing. It's abnormal.
Where would else could go in this situation?
Maybe one of the islands above us.
Knowing Oscar, who's really good at flying.
Towers, big churches, anything that screams something big, something's here. Something that just either out of place or so in place of some uncanny.
That's not staying last window. Could you do that?
Make another perception check, please.
16.
You look really far out because you realize that past these rocks, there's kind of like a sheer edge of something, and then visibly just darkness. Like it either slopes down, or there's just nothing behind where these kind of rocks are, where this water seems to run to, wherever that is. You don't see an end. But you know that end is definitely there, and you're looking kind of up and around different grades of structures, different heights, different elevations. You're kind of tripped out because you're pretty sure you are hallucinating the eyes in the stone, these masses of basically an island each having one eye that is affixed to your position, looking at you. You look to an eye looking at you 2,500 feet to your left. Is some sort of pyramidal structure, like not even a human designed temple, but some sort of structure, unlike everything behind you that is destroyed. It at least looks whole, and you can see it is not on your island. It is on a landmass unconnected from you, but almost at the same level.
Okay.
It actually looks a bit lower, like on an island. It looks like a bit lower than yours, but you can still see it perfectly.
Oscar would want to go over there, but we can't. Considering we all landed in the same place, that means Oscar was here as well.
To move!
He's either dead, in battle, or running from battle.
Maybe if we do a bunch of screaming, he might find us.
That's a good point. Well, do I hear anything? Anything that's on the silence and the heavens pleading for help?
I'm going to base this off your perception check before. You just hear
He sounds like thunder.
the quietest whisper of a plea of some creature begging for a swift end. A morning in whisper. That's kind of everything you hear around you. But it's quiet, so it takes a while for you to notice.
Those around us, these forsaken. They plead for death, but they whisper it.
Like they're too weak. And the priest says,
Well, there's a good chance that if I can touch them with my divine magic, we should be able to restore them to some degree.
No.
Looks like they may have mutilated themselves, or been mutilated to stop themselves from something. I don't know what they are, but they look divine. I've never met a divine being, I'm just guessing.
Is there one on the ground, or like somewhere I can walk through?
visibly, no, they are all in the sky, but for you to be able to jump and reach one isn't out, like far out of line. There's one floating about
Listening on the
here.
ground. there's structures around us that stop, that block our line of sight from area, but also makes it so people can't see us just everywhere.
Kind of behind you, yeah. There's about.
And if I were to jump up to them, are there any structures blocking those people from sight? Or would I be
Behind you, yes, but otherwise in front of you, no, you'd be very open to everything in front of you. However, it is very dark. Like, for creatures to see you, they would have to probably be of this plane. You know, the things that could get advantage on you are definitely the things that belong here.
I want to question these forsaken, but just bait. They're in the open.
It could be bait,
All can see them.
but bait can also be our best resource to learn, to get information. Maybe they have seen Oscar.
We're in a book. Even John was aware of. We should stop. No. We should be wary. We should. No.
I don't know what the best path is. It looks like a bunch of these things here can float. I don't understand why.
Right. Have you seen anything like this? Do you know anything that could help us?
You hear Ray say,
I see it.
the priest says,
What do you see?
Ray says,
It's eating them. It's like a sea creature.
but it's airborne.
Like the hawk that impales its food.
I see an army of shark shape.
Okay. If there's forsaken, it's just meat for something to feed on. Where's the feeder?
Suddenly you see back here, there's like this small pinprick of starlight that just appears. This tiny little speck of starlight that just appears. It's white still, like the bodies that divine body that was burning with white light. This little pinprick of starlight, a bead in the darkness.
Do we see these floating stones? These floating...
That's ahead of you. That's what looks to be the edge of the ruined street path that you've been walking from then towards. You see that the liquid piles, the bones, the bodies, they've all been disturbed recently.
Any weapons?
No, they don't have any weapons. And above you, at this point, you with a 16 perception, you're able to notice there is a streak of darkness that looks like a serpent. Because there's a red glow above the sky, so what you catch is like a shadow that is well and truly bigger than your body. Just kind of goes above your head.
Between us and the island above, or above the island above us?
Too hard to tell, because as you look up, you don't see it.
Okay. We should go to the island above, but it would be open, so...
It would be exposed, yes. We have no way of hiding our own.
Ray, you're too slow. I shall pick you up and...
You are too slow. You're the weak link.
Okay.
Fur and flesh. That is what you are.
Priest, grab tight.
Metal and I will forward, action, run.
I am leather and flesh, so it's slightly better.
As you make it,
Like Gibson, yeah.
as you make it,
350 feet.
you make it less than one full movement action through, and you realize that there is something from a kind of horizontal direction that's moving to cut you off.
I knew it.
So as you get up here, you're noticing something that's up here and just ready to kind of cut you off.
I can't see it.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Come into a kind of diagonal cross of this creature, and then above it, as you are talking and beginning to move, you hear sounds from another island above you. It's like a sound of like it has to be wind propelled by wingbeats as wide as a human-sized body. Like you've heard heartbeats be this loud. But it is above you, and it is several hundred feet above you at this point.
It's not like the wingspan of like a giant eagle, not like a dragon.
Smaller than a giant eagle.
Smaller than a giant eagle.
Or near that size, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But because you're hearing that, and all of a sudden you're like noticing one single red eye that's slowly getting closer to you.
You guys see that for revenge of me.
Ray might have a better perception than you, and the priest probably has. Ray rolled a 2. So let me see if the priest can. The priest has good perception. Plus 9 plus what?
Wisdom is really
9
good.
plus 15. So 4. I'm still going to say that that boy, the shark rolled a 2.
Bear, I'm a shark. I'm gonna come on ya.
Plus 15, so 17. So Moki, if you can beat a 17, you will also be able to see it.
I'll roll again, but probably not gonna beat it. No, I don't beat it.
Alright.
Stop beating it.
I just see the red eye. I do not see the shark.
As Ray almost fully disappears, and you notice the cuff. It's not a collar. It's the collar of the armor that you've been holding that is Ray's. Ray also had airwolf, but he was just kind of letting you carry him. You realize that you've still got a handle on his head and his neck, but his whole body has disappeared, and now it's just his head and one big red eye a foot away from you.
Cool.
And you see visibly like a small globules of blood just kind of like gently floating in the air.
You ripped his head off.
Hold him from like the
The scuff.
Like how his mom's
Scruff.
But his blood is his mouth.
This creature is trying to do a swallow action.
I'm gonna try and
Which is just
pull away and throw him above me.
This could be.
Too bad. Strength.
You need to do a reflex against the DC of my athletics check.
The size of the.
You got a 12. I rolled a 3 plus 15 for 18.
Oh, damn. A giant invisible snake.
So,
what is with all these gaijin in my arm?
Ray is swallowed and will begin to take bludgeoning damage. But Monkey, because you attempted to rip him out, you are just going to take the bite damage as your hand is ripped around with the T-bar.
No, kill that when he's not here. It'll be funny.
It's gonna be like, hey guys.
Everyone would be like, why didn't I just kill the enemy?
He'd be like, no, it's really hard.
20.
Surprised.
No, I'm immune to damage from Robo.
Monkey, are you being quiet while your little Ray is being swallowed in your grasp?
He's screaming.
Beautiful, that's what I was hoping for. Your damage is 26 points of
Jesus.
plus 5 points of bleed damage.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, D6, so I should roll.
Cool, let me see bleed.
That's right. Yo.
That's crazy. That's so much damage.
And Ray will take damage starting next round for one swallow.
That's half my HBO too. Half my HBO.
As it begins to, and as it attempts to swim off, you are, Monkey, capable of doing opportunity attack. Not that the reflex is simply you just trying to hold one while he swallows Ray. Now he's taken Ray, and it's up to you.
Right, I'm gonna try and okay, 18 damage.
Average doesn't deal with
Yeah, it's like
18?
18.
It's like, what is this dumb medicine? I'm just thinking that what you're
No, you see the priest over your back, yells kind of shrieks.
He has a slur.
come up with a slip, please.
And you hear his words kind of travel, and then suddenly a thunderous boom resonates from a direction he was yelling to. In front of this creature, you just hear, "Spurs curse you!" And you realize a enormous, tremendous cacophony of sound. He has to do it. He has to push it as far away from you as possible, so you get none of the reason. But it stuns this creature for 1 round. This is 0 gravity.
How far away to match to go?
Oh, it's in 0 gravity here?
It is 0 gravity. It basically only got here.
Fucking, I run towards it.
We will.
Oh, we'll have to do it. Yeah.
We will do that. I'm gonna. It must succeed. It's only 1d8 points of damage. 1 point of sonic damage. Well, it's stunned. I believe that's right. Yes, stunned for 1 round. Creatures cannot hear are not stunned. Well, luckily you can.
Why is not any damage?
Raise duck inside its stomach and consider restrained.
Yeah, that's
That doesn't. Oh, he doesn't. There's no. Okay, cool.
And does the restraining stop you from attacking? Probably not. Oh, he is fine. Yeah.
I'll take 1 round of ray damage.
So there's a minus 4 to dex there. And minus 2 to all attack rolls. There, minus the scale. Well, in that age,
Yeah.
I'm not playing that.
I just rolled a nat 20 for Ray.
Raise up.
And because this creature has a it's called like a reflex or something, but basically a rapture, 20 damage. So so I just rolled the crit. So I'm just gonna say 50.
Raise kills it. Sounds fine.
No, it does not kill it.
Minimum crit damage is like 73.
Good point. Let's just say it's 100 and know the creature is still alive.
Second attack.
So the creature's like,
But Ray, as this thing is stunned, is separating its jaw, spinning it around, and allowing himself to just wiggle out.
Also, if Ray wants to escape, that's actually an action signal.
No, because he did more than
Creature is swallowed, you can cut your way out.
basically you have to do a threshold of damage like hardness, that sort of thing. It was 20 was the amount, yeah. He beat it by 5. 5 times that amount, yeah.
The swallowing is a way of grappling without getting grappled yourself.
Yeah, and actually, this creature specifically has like entropy effect where its body, its mouth can like.
Does the creature have an aura effect, by the way?
No. Okay.
That
That would be very interesting for some reason. No, this.
Every creature you've given me is an aura.
Alright.
Sure.
It's your turn to kill it, Mike.
And now that we are going into technically the first proper round of initiative, Moki, you notice as chunks of stone at the cliff wall beside you seem to break off.
No.
Small ocular sockets.
Gross.
Stone breaks underneath the eyes, and you watch a horrible, twisted, smiling maw emerge, and then from above that,
I love smiling.
Oh, shit.
some sort of like swarm of about 4 looking manta ray creatures with humanoid skeletons just hanging from the front of their faces like rag dolls. Their faces are contorted of some horrible shape that you can't even visually comprehend at this point because they are still hundreds of feet above you. But the most horrifying thing in front of you is the stones that are now smiling and staring at you.
Out in the ocean.
Shit.
Oh god. Those are sea creatures.
And And that is where we will change scenes.
Oh my god. Alright, can I do one thing before we...
Yes.
No, kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
Oh, let's go on this shit. Might as well.
Oh, that's perfect. The priest did like a thunderous boom sound. I'm glad you also. Oscar wakes up, his face covered in blood and soot, and the charred remains of something. You pull your body slightly and you feel debris just fall off your shoulders.
Oh, God.
And you see, as you look up, dark sky, deep set clouds, thick black sky. You see short red hair, just down to the shoulders. A gauntlet with the sigil of the Tradition Revengers. As you wipe the blood from your face, you see the burning halberd and fire-scarred steel of his chest plate. Heron reaches a hand out to you.
Wake up, soldier. You've been missing for days. And somehow I found you still breathing, buried under a tower.
I don't quite remember what happened. Where are we? I think I hit my head too hard.
The air spires have fallen.
Right.
Not much of this city is, well, left.
Also, you feel something inside of you is troubled. You went through something, and you felt almost like a wave passing over you in the darkness before you woke up. And that darkness felt like it either took something from you or put something in you. And you've never felt being unconscious so infiltrating before. Like a sense like somehow, maybe Heron was the one who was reading your subconscious when you... It's that feeling of your sister knowing something before you. It's a subconscious rage. It's a subconscious inner rage that connects to being... to being unsure of something that happened while you weren't conscious.
What happened when I was down? What were we fighting? It's all patchy.
I know, I remember you told me your sister was taken and we're barely holding on over here. We found Mitsu buried in the thing he was trying to build. It looked like it took him down with him or something. I don't understand what it was, and whatever ancient evils he was harboring are well and truly buried. And as you kind of look back, and behind you, you see a cutout of the air spires, like a jagged, complete removal of the top half of hundreds of feet of stone and marble. I was coming here trying to find you because we have a small, I don't know where your friends are. We have a chance. We found the insects that we talked to before. We found them all escaping, and I stunned one long enough for a priest to cast a dominate spell on it.
What did they say?
Nothing. They are non-communicative, but the priest believes they have the power to teleport where they were sent from. We can use that. We can go now.
Why did they protect you? Did they protect you?
From what I see, it looks like they killed everything that went through the sewers. Humans, gnomes, furry rat monsters, everything. There are children littered through the sewers. I can't stand the smell. I don't know if we'll ever clean them.
I asked them to assist with dealing with the undead coming through. They're not humans. I don't know how they will do that.
We have no reason to have understanding of their motives. But it's something that we can ignore for now. We can use their weakness, what they've left behind, for our advantage. We can use them to get there, get back.
There's too many of them down there. You remember last time you went? It's hordes. It's a hive. Do you think we can get in and out quick enough?
I think we can cause a big enough peace. If we can keep the dominated insect alive, keep it defended while we do the talking.
Stay on the nest. Okay.
I think that there's no guarantee. If we can find Mitso under this rubble, then maybe we have a chance of using his extra aid.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. Hopefully he's back to his old self.
And you start to help Harold. Because I think I heard a cry deeper in these rebels here. With one hand, Heron single-handedly pushing aside boulder-sized pieces of rock, uprooting until you find Mitso. Both of his legs are completely crushed. His one part of his left arm is gone. It is compressed down to a thin paste, and as you are trying to remove Mitso, it is something that comes off. Heron applies a large amount of healing and somehow manages to inflate the completely flattened legs to a functional level. The arm kind of seals over, and Mitso's now just one arm.
Like a boy.
Do I still see it through?
You don't have silver.
On your
And as you obviously felt around and done a little bit of scavenging, you seem to find nothing. And you watch as you've done that little bit of searching, Mitso is coming to consciousness. Heron has applied some aid and has wrapped his upper body with bandages so that left arm that's gone is not leaking. You feel the tenets of your oath. How they haven't broken them already is something that, even in your mind, you're guessing if she has that good of an understanding, she's riding the line of the fine print. And then you watch as a priest from the west seems to kind of walk over, and you get a view of the insectoid, missing both of its front limbs where a weapon would be carried. All of its lower limbs seem to be slow and kind of lethargic, but moving forward. It arrives in front of you, and Heron informs Mitso of his idea. Mitso nods and looks kind of out of it, says, I thought we had some sort of agreement with the creatures. And he looks at us. Did you not have some sort of oath with them?
We did. They were bound. The queen was bound to the 9 to...
But they took your sister. That goes against... If they haven't... Whatever they're doing, they are trying to work as tightly around your oath as possible.
I don't know how, but it means whatever they're doing is not in our worst interest just yet.
Well, let's go. Let's ask them while we still have a chance of
Lisa, what happened to the air spies?
Lisa looks down. I was a fool. I should not have let mocking Ray touch the book.
The book?
It looked like it shot you through the tower, ripped you out, exploded the wall, and then when they tried to go in, they seemed to just vanish.
Right.
But
Where's the book now?
when Moki left, there was a statue he was holding.
Oh no.
It started to
No.
quickly regrow. I tried to put my magic to turn it back to stone, but... And he looks at the ground where his arm was. It broke my arm so fast, I only had time to set off a chain reaction.
He grabbed the book.
I only had time to blow the towers to smithereens, hoping he would die with it. And he has not fallen. Not that I was able to see. Heron, there was nothing here to find.
Then
The Phoenix thing. Nothing.
oh no. He should never be in possession of that book.
You see Heron grab your shoulder. We will deal with this later.
Okay.
One problem at a time. Let's get your sister to safety.
Yes.
And so you will need to join us. I don't. You will have the strength to finish the job with us, Mitsu. It's a size. Grab onto the leg of this creature. You feel this like thick, dense rumbling, like unlike all of the other teleports you've done before, this feels like there's something broken or discordant about the transit. You've done this before. You're super smooth. This feels like vibrating water around you that suddenly stops, washes away, and you're in a very, very similar, large central chamber. Empty. But there is one slumped figure in a white dress.
Also, immediately run forward.
You run forward. Heron, you hear, is making a quiet jog behind you, but not at the speed you dart. You look down at your sister, whose eyes are kind of glazed.
Sister. Cecilia.
You look through both of her hands. There is a hole perfectly through the palm of both of her hands, and a thick amount of blood that has kind of encircled her lower half and her feet.
Heron, can you please heal her? I don't know if she's alive. Okay, I'll just put a hand to her throat. Heartbeat.
You wait. You wait. You feel Heron grab her arm. You watch Heron's little red, warm energy start to flare. You wait a minute, no pulse. Your sister has been without a pulse for at longest a minute. You wait 10 more seconds. 20 more seconds. You feel a single pulse.
She's here. She's alive. We need to leave.
Oscar, you know. One step too far. Your mind races, realizing the tenets of your oath and the bond with the Queen. This series of fractures. Justification, maybe not to her, but to you, to your oath. And then it's that same feeling from when you first woke up. A separation between what you made and agreed and what comes after. The pact surely was broken.
and you feel no sensation or where her energy has moved to, or what divine power must have been used as poise. Nothing, no sensory connection connects you to the broken oath that you have used before, that you do know gives you clear, direct paths to Oathbreakers. The killing of your sister didn't happen, yet the step or moments away that you feel it could have been, your sister was left as a message. You feel Heron over your shoulder sigh. I've done what I can, but it seems all I'm able to do is ease her suffering. I can't heal. Can't. She's lost too much blood. You see, at that point, Heron had, in his out loud, basically gone through a series of hopeful thoughts before coming to this conclusion.
Her heart is beating. She will wake up.
Is it how slow?
It doesn't matter. It is beating.
We will take her to the surface then. Okay. All that is. How are they all? God! Why? We've made a deal with them. This makes no sense.
They are playing around it. They are skirting divinity. They are making a mockery of the Nine. You need to find them.
Which Heron turns around, and then there's something weird about Heron. It's like his hair gets deeper, like a deeper red. And then as you blink, it's back to that like really bright orange. We must find her. Whatever cruel acts whatever hell she wants to put you through, I won't let this happen again.
Again? What do you mean again?
This is all a trick. What else could it have been? The Momono, those undead giants, that aboleth, the path that led us to her.
You think this was her the whole time?
If she's smart enough to teeter around the divides between conscience and morality and lies, she is likely the intelligence to plan deeper, longer. I had thought as much when we first met her that alien minds are impossible to gauge, just like the divine.
You may be right. But what are the choices? Go back to the surface?
Call and inspire us. See what she can offer. I don't want to. She's suffered a lot today. She might be what we need.
I fear that she will not be much use.
You think that she could not shield us from their danger? Those cretins.
We are still mortal, regardless of what we are made from. She is not. She doesn't understand. us. As we don't understand her, she has choices. She would get rid of us.
Is that why she wanted to understand? She did not care about what race we were, other than the fact that we were a race. And she really was interested in your sister, and I just don't understand why it would lead her to this.
I don't know.
Why such methods? We must go now, before this place is used against us again.
All right, let's leave. How are we to get back?
So is this, wait, no, Priest Almathar. You see a red cloak walk forward. Is this creature able to move us back to the place we came?
Yes, of course it will. But my control over it will only last another 13 minutes.
We will be able to get it. I will kill it when we get to the surface. Let us go. I don't like how this keeps turning out. Where is Leif? Last time I saw him, he was heading for Ray.
He's gone.
And no one is left to defend the stronghold you have in the limited pier. You have Laura, you've Erica.
She's gone.
And looks, kind of just tightens his jaw, doesn't look at you solemnly, just looks away.
And there are people in our home that should not be there. Refugees, but there is danger there.
What power do we have here?
There is danger there.
What power do we have here? And touches the wall of dark red crystal. Why did we think we were anything special? It's a good test. I saw I knew how to help us learn. And put us against every evil they could have imagined. Even the ones that don't know it themselves. And he looks back at you.
We were given a mission that was supposed to last us a lifetime.
Under oath forever. I remember.
Within a day, half of us are gone.
What happened to your weapon?
I don't know. It wasn't with... I couldn't find it beneath the rubble.
We will go back and search in the morning. We have too many people we've lost. Your whole group gone. I think the only ones who are possibly still alive is the ones who were with you, Imric and Jonathan.
You think Monkey and Ray are dead?
Is so? Did you get any good sign?
No, I told you. They vanished.
It is a book connected to evil, taken by another evil.
Yes.
I think we can consider them as good as dead, yes. Darren kind of just looks down, one eye twitches. I didn't think that many lost warriors in one day would hurt. But maybe it's a pride thing.
This is a failure.
Our ascension was always about transforming the brightness within us. The dance. I feel it is ended. Not with defeat, but with darkness. No acceptance of it.
How are we to make any change in this land when the people of it won't make change themselves? It is not just the light that is snuffed, it is the people that create the shadows.
Awakening, luminosity in the people. Paradoxically, only born of darkness. An abyss. Maybe we were just too bright. Like many dragons. The darkness is not an end, but a genesis. It is that darkness that spawns light.
So the darkness is hope. Is that what you're saying? That the light is just the end of the bad times?
Like a blaze and fury, it does its thing. But enshrouded in darkness, it can only be burning for so long. It will be our work, your work, that sets us free.
You did not take an oath, though. You're not bound to service.
My weapon, if it was an oath in of it, to be given and trusted, what this continent might call a vestige of law. Chosen weapon of hers came with its own pact. She did not trust me with her power, her divinity over Nime's divinity. But she trusted me with a weapon I could wield for her of her promises. She told me to keep dancing.
Any other dances over?
I think it was supposed to be the very gatekeeper of my inner awakening, where angels fear to tread and demons dare not linger. We move, embrace, and absorb it. There are things that we must do on our path. It does not make us distinct. It makes us alike. See, Aaron's still looking down, and you see everyone else is just kind of waiting to meet you.
We should get back to the surface. Clean up what was left.
Also, when you came back, your hair was different. Still, there are streaks of red in it.
Came back from what?
Wherever you went, after fighting Voss, it seems it all turned after you came back.
Innsbruck had requested that we use the power of a banished god to try to assist in the defeat of Ereshkigal.
That is lunacy. You see Aaron like this.
And yet it was her choice. her order?
Who decided her conscience?
I do not know. But that is what we did. We found the hand of Norgabor, and we used it for any amount of strength that we could. It didn't even matter. That Reedy Knight, that is now in the possession of the most evil book, the most evil artifact that are known to mankind, defeated a dark seraphim in a matter of seconds.
A dark seraphim. If he could defeat a dark seraphim by himself, and he chooses to keep the book, I think we really are screwed this time. Inspirus couldn't see it, couldn't think past it. I just don't understand how it could all fall apart so quickly.
I don't know. I had always thought that Inspirus was the Zephyr closest to us. The one who shared the same ideals of law, of valiance, of justice.
The closest malevolent idea I could have imagined. But it seems her own.
I guess we all try to chase glory.
She never sparked me as someone with hubris. And it gives us full shocking. What power can even build against hubris? One must be beaten over and over again until they are content to be failures. How cruel world it would be if she made us, if she started all this for us.
Do you think she might?
Everyone's probably looks behind at you and just shakes his head. It's too cruel of a joke.
But would it be too low?
Here, scoops down in your hands, even when you're holding her. He helps pick her up, and you see under his hands, he's still casting some sort of magic on her to try to hold her. Now I've got dangerous cargo, so you better take us easy. None of that wibbly wobbly shit you got us here on. Mitsuo says, I think I will be able to use my own magic. The priest says, no, we may as well use the last of these things. Cover our own tracks using its magic and leave this place. Mitsuo nods. You won't get close. Touch. You feel this strong vibration, feeling all around your body. Suddenly there's like flashes of everyone in front of you. Flashes of a hallway with a red door at the end of it. Small red door, maybe 10 feet tall. And then suddenly you arrive. You're back on the streets, you're about 150 feet from the ruined towers of the air spires. Oh, cool spire smell. Let's
Lettuce.
Lettuce.
As Heron kind of grabs one ear back as he's put down Cecilia. And you see still around her body, even as she's fallen, there's still small amounts of blood that's kind of leaking out of her hands onto the ground.
Oh, like just put her on the back.
Yeah. You suddenly watch as from the sky, kind of a deep, thick shadow covers you, and you feel suddenly an immense weight before that was offset by your divine connection.
Okay.
That feeling when the 9 collided with the rest of the goal. That same feeling, except instead of a collision, you feel suddenly no support, no backing. Something pushes into your mind, and the resistance you thought, the wall you thought was there, as you look high above you, and for a moment you start to notice bone claws, like a cat's paw, but just bone, pulls itself out of shadow. A skull that is a human with no visible mouth or jawbone, just all fused together, and deep, sunken black eyes, a bone creature emerging hundreds of feet in the sky. And there's this powerful, dark force that burdens itself on you. And you watch in a matter of seconds, out of your control. You walk up behind Heron, start punishing him without any rage inside you, and with force your body shouldn't be able to release without your control. And then you watch Heron turn around with a look suddenly of not even rage, just shame and disappointment and regret. You watch as his weapon, which you know a weapon of war, his halberd re-walls itself mid-air, flattens out to be a long, wide-based greatsword handle, and cleanly cuts your neck. And the sharp pain you feel there, and suddenly you blacked out.
Wow. Oh yeah, you punish him with even more strength.
I do punish him from behind with even more strength.
You feel yourself breathe. Rubble falls from your shoulders. You wipe blood from your eyes. And you feel your hands. You feel the ground, the kind of the almost doggy style position you're in. Not that choice.
On hands and knees.
On my hands and knees.
Doggy. You were in doggy.
And you look up.
You get pounded by a doggy ball. Then punish from behind with more strength than they can muscle.
And you see Aaron reaching out at him. Wake up, soldier. You've been missing for days. And somehow I find you buried under a tower.
What happened?
All I know is that your friends, the small panda one, Ray, and the horseman, touched a book. Mitso, and you see, as he looks backwards, you see Mitso is on the ground, his back leaning against a wall, all of his limbs. his head thick, stained with blood that's just going down the side of his face, covering one eye.
Mitsu made it out.
Really?
Oscar's just gonna walk in a different direction towards the tower.
Your friends didn't pay you.
That's what we're going, mate.
He's gonna walk towards the further center where all the rubble is and just look for any sign of just any other creatures being here, or I'm kind of I'm trying to look for the glitches in the Matrix right now.
Yeah. You see.
Go out of bounds. What happens?
Are you gonna go to the same spot where you pulled Mitsu out and gonna just try and see if there's something there? Is that what you're going for? I mean, that's probably your closest sign of life. You swear you remember that? You pull through. You see a stain of blood. It looks like the stain of blood is covered by a large chunk of debris, like the blood has dripped onto it and has leaked and kind of leaked on the floor. It's not recently, it's only recently dried, so it's still pretty just visible, still kind of glazed, the kind of color. And you think you see the head of Sutra buried in that same spot. Just the pummel of the gem. You grinds out from underneath all the stones, scratched a little bit.
Seriously? Is this you?
Of course.
It appears I'm in a dream.
Hey, Mother.
There were challenges. You have overcome them. We had to do what we had to do.
What did we do?
I am a little confused. I understand You remember touching the book, yes?
Yes.
We arrived somewhere else.
Why did we do that?
We jumped from rocks to islands, finding dead angels, eyes gouged, beacons of light.
I don't remember it.
You see Heron behind you is starting to walk up to you.
You found it. Your sword. Good. We'll need it.
And then you hear,
We
from the same direction that Heron was coming,
demand that you be the one who brings us the endless pain of rebirth so we may serve his ultimate purpose.
and you turn around and you see Heron.
Do you need a hand?
I think I get it now. Maybe just a little bit. He doesn't get it.
Your sword says in your mind.
I am still a little confused.
Oh my goodness.
You are aware, since we touched the book, it has been a living nightmare, yes.
I was asleep.
You're not asleep anymore.
Do not speak.
Okay.
Let us find Cecilia. Bring out your Fojo.
Yes. How did you... Yes. Yes. Mitsu, where did you dominate that Fojo?
You see after a minute or so, There's a creature slowly walking into your periphery. You hear your sword say, "We are pretty sure they are not just broken, but false angels trapped by the first fallen angel. They have no eyes. They were gouged likely by themselves." At this point, you've not seen this creature. And this retelling is happening in your mind, and the Fojar creature is getting closer.
Do you remember what did they act? Did they make choices, or were they just content?
They were blind, but they were content to let us kill them. I am pretty sure they were pacifists.
They might have seen too much.
They were begging to be chopped into hundreds of pieces.
You say they were trapped by Dubrul.
Their screams never stopped. We had to walk down a corridor before we could stop hearing their cries.
To a red door.
Can you not see it?
I don't. Do you see what I'm seeing?
What do you see?
Do you see Aaron? The Fojar?
Haven't you already?
Yes.
There are no Fojar or Heron here.
Are we still in the book?
Can you not see what's in your other hand?
I look over my hand. I don't see it. What am I holding?
The scrolls the angels would not give to us until we killed them.
Sick. What do they say?
The law of desire.
What does that mean? I don't see it.
To your hand, and there's a flash of you're in kind of like a barren landscape. Now there's a flash of stone walls 5 feet away from you on either side. Your left hand, scroll, bound, dark, almost half blackened, it looks like. And your right hand, that kind of faint purplish glow, which is illuminating a small amount of color and texture on what is clearly a scroll, only wrapped by your own grip. It's not tied up or anything. And you can see clearly, for a fraction of a second, celestial writing, just like on the side of the scroll, down the side of what is on the upper part of the page or bottom of the page.
I'm in an illusion. I see the scroll, but only for moments. Do you know how I can break out?
I think that the residual you're standing on must have something to do with it. Honestly, I thought you've been awake our whole journey. But it seems you might have been moving in autopilot.
How long have I been awake?
Very hard to tell. Hours. 6 maybe.
Oscar is going to, in his robe, try to stab the ground.
Okay. You grab the sword. Gets it about 3 or 4 feet. See Heron. Whoa. You need to calm down. You are acting very strange now.
It didn't work.
You see the body of Heron starts to move around to kind of like look at your front from your front-ish side before he's been facing your back. Now at a small angle you see from the side his hair is a deep red. His jawline is not as square as normally is. And just from like a side-on angle, even though you weren't looking, you're just suddenly confused when you look up. And it's just Oscar. Looking down at you, inquisitively, a little smoke at the edge of his lips.
This is not what I look like. What a pale attempt.
This is not what I look like.
Okay. So why have you appeared? Have something to tell me. Were you the one that made the illusion?
No, the illusion is why I'm not holding you anymore. This sigil you've stepped on, this is all in your voice.
Yeah.
A protection from evil. Celestials and their wounds. Very, very funny.
So a personal dream.
I realized there was no real winners and no real losers in war, but there are victors, martyrs, and lions. It wasn't Mandravus against the demons. It was a pendulum eternally swinging from the dark to the light. And the brighter the light became, the greater the shadow that would smother it. Wasn't even a battle for you to win. It is just an eternal dance. The more rigid I became, it is just an eternal dance. The more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my lack of dexterity, the more I struggled to win the dance. We never learned to relax and soften or dance. It never got easy.
Are you the vision that I saw?
He smiles and nods. Our inner dance, Oscar, is what separates us from the angels and the nine, and even from the demons, although that which we are close. I wish you had learned about Mandravus more. Like Mandravus, I had to harbor the power to ascend beyond mundane dualities. An ascension of such magnitude cannot simply bypass darkness. It was only against the backdrop of the dark that the stars could shine their brightest. This darkness was a trial necessary, crucible, wherein a part of me was slaughtered off to make way for what lay dormant.
What of our siblings? What did you do with them?
It is what they tried to do to me. It was the divine abyss that I found, the chasm that echoed back the truths of our existence. Truths that are siblings. Some of them weren't ready to hear. And he doesn't even look up at you when he says that.
What did you do to them?
Like you, I told them the truth. I broke their minds with soft hands, so that hopefully one day it could be reforged. They saw me as someone who only saw the broken path.
My ascension was never about discarding the dark, but rather allowing it to transform me, to cast a shape.
And what of the 9?
When I swaddled myself with the cradle of darkness, my inner radiance, the gift the 9 gave us, was fully allowed to be coaxed, awoken. The perpetual dance with the darkness instilled a scarred rhythm, feeding my path to ascendance. I've designed a ritual to transcend, not despite the darkness, but because of it. For it was the very gatekeeper of my inner awakening, where angels feared to tread and demons dared not linger. I embraced and absorbed. I learned to perceive the darkness as an incubator for my growth, a chisel that could carve my legacy into existence.
And what is your legacy of? What becomes us?
We were gifted the opportunity to channel light, but it is our gift that was designed to be remolded. I enshrouded my gifts from the 9 with darkness, and then I realized the sparks inside were still blazing, and it was my job to swallow both the darkness and the light, to be a harbinger of both. That was my quickest way to ascend, to meet you where you are now. Once we go back, it will be your work that sets me free, not mine. For you have gotten as close as I ever could to the ascension path.
Why would I ever try to be you? What good have you done? You threw away your siblings.
I did not take the trust of the 9 as truly as you did. For I was told by the Reapers of Reputation to embrace the truths that they were not willing to give us. The knowledge of what powers of evil they let settle into this realm.
And eradicate them.
The only reason I died was because I alone could not be trusted by the Sephira who I was indebted to kill.
The rest girl.
She's a burden on us.
Prosperous.
She was made by the first betrayal, and her conscience is meant to break mortal life. I will not convince you myself. That is what That is for what you hold to give. I can only push you to the edge, Oscar. You must fall yourself.
Can I try to do a detect evil from this other Oscar?
There's an energy you release. You realize even now just how much of a burden it is to seemingly what you could do with ease before, but pull strength into you and then release it in a wave of kind of divine detection.
Yeah.
That takes so much power, it almost wins you. You feel breathless for a moment. You would feel,
Or it just feels like a pit.
with all the effort you put in, it feels like a funnel for potential evil. Not even that what you are is evil, but somehow it is managing to kind of either pull the evil to the front of you or literally trying to pull it out of you. You feel evil energy somehow, it is inside you, and you feel uncomfortable, but it also feels like it's being pulled into this abyss vacuum of energy that is this guy before you.
I don't understand what you are. You're I, but with a different life, or the version of me that fails, succeeds. Jonathan saw a life where he lived perfectly. Why do I see you?
That's because I'm the one who chose the same foolish path that you did. And my mistakes and my choices built a new path, connected.
And you died to Innsbruck.
I harbored the true evil that raised me, while fighting for the good. It was only in the face of that Sephra where I could understand why evil looked at me the way it did. But it was not.
Did you make an oath?
An oath I still cannot break.
What is it?
I promised the line that I would bring me, pauses just for a second. That I would redeem those who harbored judgment for them. That's what I spent my life around, learning to feel for the evil, feel for the corruption, feel for the foolish,
Give
just
it
like
a
me.
second chance.
But guess who didn't like that? Guess who doesn't want second chances?
The one
Guess
that
who
threw us away.
If it isn't the rules she sets, then may as well be weapons faced at her.
If they are not our allies, they are our enemies.
I knew you'd get it. And you see at a point, while you've been searching, while you were kind of getting to your feet, you feel one gentle tap on the shoulder. As he pats your shoulder, and suddenly everything around you seems to kind of, the the air, the sky, the buildings, all of it seems to be pulled in a ripple, a curve that looks like heat ripples in the air, and it seems to solidify and kind of ripple and change the environment of the things around you, and now it is just a hallway behind you of darkness with a stairway that leads up, and shrouded by darkness, a red door before you.
Right. I like that oath. It's beautiful. And he will walk towards the door.
You walk towards the door, and as you go to reach for it, sheathing the sword, you go to reach for it, and just by touching the doorknob, you realize it opens slightly. The door itself ajar. You open, revealing a kind of end to a corridor 15 feet forward, a rocky precipice. Rock above you, solidified stone, and kind of an end of a passage that doesn't feel like it should be the end. You feel, as you walk through that door, you feel something that at first it felt like it was taken from you. That void the first time you woke up, that feeling of change, something obviously different inside you. You look down at a page, an ancient form of a scroll, holding multiple papers bound together in your grasp. And yet, even though somehow you feel a strong sense of evil radiate from it, it doesn't burden you as much as holding the book or the others did. And in that same kind of moment of walking through the door, there is this feeling of rhythm in a place now that feels like it should be so opposed to your own energy. You become greater than your purpose could have prepared you for, and it happens very quickly. The rush of inner power channeling with the darkness. You feel like somehow the nine, all of those little sparks of energy inside you that would magnify to give you the feeling and to give you a sense of balance, now feels like it's dulled to only one spark left. One star. The last star. And you feel it like it's only one fragment of light left, surrounded by an abyss of darkness. And that abyss of darkness, unlike the light, is equally as strong. And with so much darkness, the magnitude of its power seems to push you and almost force you into a state of a kind of egotistical but egoic rush of energy. You start to feel energy almost spontaneously sprouting from your back. Power that's like rippling behind you, and it's not even consciously happening. There's suddenly this like growth and release and reflexive pull in a way you feel like up until before waking up, you were, even before you met the group, it felt like you were walking through an ocean. Your movement felt restricted, slowed even more. Now it feels like you are in some weird way unbound, unshackled. And you feel yourself almost like the feeling of vomiting for a second. You lurch forward to catch yourself, settle your own stomach. You've never felt a buzz of inner power like this, changing from light to darkness. And then you hear below you, and you notice maybe 300 to 400 feet below you, 200 feet out, things from the sky are descending towards that.
Oscar is going to I'm needed. And walk off the edge and just go into a head-first free fall.
And that's what we'll pick up next episode.
They fall.